about the thing, but then at the very end on their bumper sticker, it said, "You'll be in my heart." But anyways,
That's good.
yeah, it's a funny
That's
one.
a throwback.
Yeah, all the way. It's a deep cut, if you know what we're talking about. Well, hello and welcome to another episode and time of
Hello,
play
I didn't see you
for.
there.
Oh, I didn't see you there.
Hello.
Come on in, sit down. Um, welcome to another episode of Heroes Need Not Apply. This is a 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons module playthrough of the Storm King's Thunder, and I will be your DM, Brady. And real quick before we get into it, just want to say a couple shout outs. First one out to Jonathan, or at JNathan, which is at JNYTHYN. Yeah. Check him out on Twitter, TikTok, and YouTube. He's the one that made our intro song and let us use that for that. So thank him to that. Thank you and a shout out to Sirenscape. We are using their soundscapes, which will be run by our lovely cleric of Joaquin. And that allows just for ambiance and background music and noises and stuff, kind of helps us get into the space. So shout out to them. They're really cool. And we will provide a link at the end of all the soundscapes that we will be using tonight or have used in the past. Let's see. Also, shout out to Roll20, which is what we'll be using tonight. It's a virtual tabletop that allows us to play together and all have share a screen and be able to play and have all of our stuff. And it's a lot of fun. Lets us do stuff like that. Shout out to your local game shops. What was the name of that one? The ones that listen. I can't remember their names. I don't have it written down.
So we have several game shops here in the Nashville area. If you live in Middle Tennessee in the Nashville area, I highly recommend you go visit them. It's the Game Cave in Nashville. It's the Tabletops Hobbies and Games, and it's the Game Keep. And soon and shortly, I will be visiting the new gaming coffee shop. I still haven't had a chance to get over there, what with all the work and everything I've been doing. Real I look forward to seeing you guys soon. Found out that the guy that does the co-owner of the coffee shop is actually the Middle Tennessee Gaming Association or something like that. I have to look it up again. And big shout out to those guys. They bring a lot of gamers together all over Tennessee. So thank you guys for what you do.
Yeah. And thank you all for tuning in or watching this. You can find the VOD for this usually about a couple of days to a week afterwards on our YouTube channel. You can find it up to 14 days on our Twitch channel, which is the Vitamin D&D Cabinet, or twitch.tv/the Vitamin D&D Cabinet. You can check us out there. We also do our in-between adventures on Tuesdays and Thursday nights, where Patrick and I, or any of us that are able to, get together and play anything from Sea of Thieves. I play Valheim. Pat plays Frostpunk and Destiny. And
we play Sea of Thieves together too.
Yeah, that's what I said. We played. That's what I meant. We played together.
Oh yeah,
that's what I meant. But that's a cool, fun hangout
we
thing
all
that we
play
do
things
in between
separately
at the same time.
At the same time.
No, but you can check out the VODs or the videos on demand for this stream. We started on what episode was it?
9? No, it was 6.
No, this is episode like 10, I think.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember which one we started on for.
I think it was 5. Well, regardless, there's a few.
Yeah, regardless.
You can watch the live stream of that was recorded on our YouTube channel. Or if you want to catch up with the whole adventure, you can go listen to our podcast, which is just Heroes Need Not Apply on any place that you find podcasts. Listen to it there and get you all the way caught up because we do turn these into our podcast. So that way you can listen to it however you want or watch it on YouTube, video on demand, on Twitch, whatever. You can also check us out on our social media on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube,
bathroom stalls.
Yes, bumper stickers, like we mentioned earlier.
Yes,
we're still Bath and Beyond.
We're still on Vine.
Yes.
Nobody else is, but we're
still. Yeah. We are actually. Yeah, we're on Vine too.
My mind that
guys
is strong.
That never launched.
You guys don't know about Vine too? Vine again.
It's called TikTok. That's TikTok.
Oh, easy.
But yeah, check us out. Just search for the Vitamin D&D Cabinet.
Blasphemy.
Or just Vitamin D&D. You can find us there on any of those. I think that's all we got for that for housekeeping real quick. Anybody else have any other last minute announcements? Anything else they want to add?
I will say what is it? Episode 14 was the episode where there were some tornadoes and bad storms in the Tennessee
yes.
area, and so the the video got like chopped in half, and I have struggled for like a month trying to get it to the audio and the video to line up. Something between like 2 different video sources and like 2 different audio sources. Just can't get it to line up. I'll keep struggling with it, but as of right now, I skipped 14, and 15 should be up right now.
We'll
So,
get there.
Yeah.
We'll get there eventually.
So
Okay, so anybody else?
Nope.
Last call.
Don't play Dungeons and Dragons in a tornado.
yeah, I mean you
True.
you
Just
can,
be
you
safe.
can, but yeah, just
It's
I mean,
adds
it
to the
was-
realism.
It was more like thunderous weather. I don't think
We
there
had
was
the
a
threat of it.
tornado.
Any hoozle.
any whoosy what's it.
So the last we left off, just as a quick recap, you guys fought the air cultists up in Zephyros's tower, floating tower on the cloud, and be left with a bag of pixie dust, which was pretty
Mhm.
cool, which does some random magical stuff. But you guys took care of that, and then you were making your way back to town, and then you talked to Senior Civilar Martin, who you guys kind of briefed and told him, you know, hey, it was just a curious cloud giant. Like, it's all cool. We handled it. No need to worry. All that stuff. And he was just like, oh, yes, thank you. And then you guys decided to make your way back to the Bowels of the Earth. And we established that you leveled up. And something I forgot to mention as well,
Uh-oh.
that was actually the end of chapter 1 of this module.
Ooh,
Ooh.
I think
So
you
we're
did
going to go
mention
back
that.
and
I
discuss
don't
Oh,
know.
I
all
may have. I can't remember.
It was
Are we
at the
gonna do-
very end. I don't know if we were recording at that point.
Well,
Oh.
if I didn't state it before, I'll state it again. Even if I did state it, I'll state it again. That was the end of chapter 1. So we're moving into chapter 2 of our adventure module.
so now
So
you're gonna read off all the loot that we've missed.
yes, that will be in the recap episode.
Oh.
Of Here's what you missed. That would be kind of cool to do.
No,
it
it'd be
wouldn't.
painful.
I don't want to hear that.
Well, that would that would just
Especially
make
after
y'all, like,
looking through like every
We're going-
house that was abandoned in that town.
Going back to the dripping caves. Why? Because reasons.
We left a room unexplored.
completion. That's why.
Yeah.
But yeah, so what we decided in the interim, we're just going to say that off air, we had all these guys. I had all these guys make a shopping list of what they wanted that they could find reasonably around town, and they had their own money, and whatever they bought, they just went ahead and marked it off of their inventory and either their shared gold or their personal gold, however they wanted to do that. I think y'all split it up last time at the end of the episode, correct?
Did we?
I don't know if we did.
I
think
was about to say we were going to, but then someone was like, "I need to tally up
Tally
my
it up,
list."
and I didn't get it all
Well,
tallied.
Regardless,
Yikes.
we'll work all that out, and then they'll
Mm.
minus that out of their pocketbooks. So
when we get in a situation when we're like, "Oh, if only we had like a deployable rope ladder." I bought it
you're like,
several
"Ha-ha."
episots ago.
Yes,
It's on my
so,
sheet. Look.
Yeah, we'll have
We'll
a
just
bunch of
leave
IOUs written. Put it on. Put it on. What is it? Corliss
Put it on a
Than's tab.
Oh,
That might get us in trouble.
but we're just going to leave up to your imagination the shopping montage that would have taken place of each of the listeners and watchers, so you guys can just imagine that how you want, to whatever song that you would like. Since we can't really play much copyrighted music, we're going to leave that up to you and your interpretation.
Anything by Phil Collins.
Yeah. So I guess we will start back with you all waking up, or at least coming downstairs, back at the inn, Bowels of the Earth, where you were staying, where Scrooge, the innkeeper, or Talon, has offered you pretty much free room and board because he knew
Morak.
Morak,
Morak.
I've got so many names going on. But yes, Morak. So we'll just say that it's kind of not super early morning, but somewhere around 8 or 9ish, and you guys have woken up. Did any of you want to like be up early and be downstairs and like doing anything, not going out of the inn, but just like maybe chilling by the fire? Or...
I'll choose to wake up last.
Okay. Does anybody else want to wake up first or do anything in the inn, like study?
I wake up
can't
first and I eat all the bread.
Imagine Tarat sleeping and he opens an eye, and if he sees anybody else in bed, he goes back to sleep.
The third time he opens his eyes, Coyn is sitting there. Last general.
No more.
You're
Okay, so we'll just say that y'all just kind of
And then my
slowly
ready
meandered your
hand
way
axe.
down.
Yeah.
Y'all slowly meandered your way down from your rooms, with Tarat being the last one making his way down, like rubbing the sleep out of his eye. Coming down, sitting at the, at a table close to one of the fires. And there's not many people there. You see a couple of other inn patrons that have just come down for breakfast, and they're kind of finishing up with their breakfast, and they're about to head out to whatever it is that they're going to do. And Talon is back there, behind the bar. He seems to really be the only one, just because mornings are kind of slow, so he's really the only one on duty right now. But he's just back there cleaning. So what would you guys like to do? You're just chilling around a table next to one of the fires.
That was a good question.
Yeah, so what would we like to do? Because
so.
we haven't even discussed if we're going to go after this guy or go off on side quests.
Coyn, I personally think we should probably go tell that kid about his dad.
Yeah.
I think we should set up a temple to Joaquin and spend several weeks here in Waterdeep proselytizing and bringing converts over from the different guilds.
I don't like the term proselytizing.
It's a
Because you
simple
don't know what that
exam.
means, or
Don't
you
get
don't
nervous.
like what it means.
I don't know what it means.
The
I don't like the sound.
oldest
of what I
profession
think it
ever,
means.
proselytizing.
Yeah, I don't know about that one. Don't know about that one, Big Shoots.
Yeah. So Oran's like, Coyn is as much as I, I'm sure that that'd be a worthwhile effort. I think we have bigger fish to fry.
Isn't there already a thing
went
of Joaquin in this town? And I just point
No.
at a random building.
It's called it's called a bank. It's called a casino.
Anywhere there is trade, there is also Joaquin.
Yes. Very true.
There's
What?
nothing.
And so Oran's gonna say, I think that we need to go fulfill our promise that we made to Morak to let what's his name?
Um,
Oh, I got it written down here somewhere.
Uh-oh. Knowledge check.
Yeah.
Remember check.
What's a recall? I don't have keen mind, so I can't just tell the DM to tell me what it is.
So Corliss, no.
What the heck?
Miros. You're going to tell Miros.
Miros, that's right. The boy.
I had that written
Miros
there.
The
Zeldrin.
boy. The
I've
boy
got way
Miros.
too many names on this little side sheet.
Oh,
We
yeah.
need to make an NPC flowchart.
Miros Zelbrins, right?
Yep. Miros Zeldrin is the one that you're going to tell that
Yeah.
his parents
Lives
died.
works in the Golden Fields.
Whoa,
Yep.
parents! I thought it was just his dad.
Oh, and there
his
was
town.
like a giant threat or something in the Golden Fields, wasn't there? Or
Yes.
not giants. It was like the giant
No,
hybrid
it was-
thing.
It was giant sighted in the Golden Fields a week
Hill
ago.
giants?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think they were
did
hill
Senior
giants.
Civilar tell
Hill
you that?
giants.
Yeah,
Didn't Civilar Martin tell
Senior
you?
Civilar Martin was
Yeah,
less than
probably.
helpful.
Yeah.
we need to listen to our own podcast.
I edit the podcast. Like, it
But
sounds
yes,
good.
I'm pretty sure
Throw it
there
up
is
there.
hill and or mountain giants, whatever the option is.
There's a giant of some kind sighted.
I thought he's getting paid in the background.
Yeah, I heard that. There was a patron that was just kind of like in a rush, and he threw all of his chains down on the papers.
Just-
I gotta go.
Okay.
So do we go to the Golden Fields?
Yes, I suppose so.
I mean, do you have something else in mind other than a random, very long and strenuous construction project.
I'm sure there are some ladies around here that need conversion to faith of some sort.
Hmm.
I mean, we're just delivering a kid a message. If you want to stick around here, I guess me and Oran can go let him know.
No, I feel it's probably in your best effort. I mean, interest. If I attempt to make commerce in these fields, surely these sweaty, swarthy people of the fields require my goods and services.
Oh yes, I'm sure. Should they? Everyone could benefit from a visit from a cleric of Joaquin.
Yeah, especially if they have loose coin.
Relieve them of the burdens that they carry. All right. Well, I guess so we're doing shopping retroactive. So
Just going straight.
We're
guess-
saying that you did that basically
Yeah.
on your way back from when you guys came back from Zephyros's tower.
Okay.
Like, you were just like, "Ooh, okay, let's restock and take account," and then you guys came back and then rested. So
Yeah.
all of your stuff is
yeah.
reset, spell slots and everything.
Right. Okay.
Oh yeah,
Did you
my
guys get
spell
anything
slots are
interesting?
done. I have ink that doesn't turn invisible.
I have
So regular
visible ink.
I spent all my gold on that.
I see also that you've got some interesting parchment paper there with traces, so you can make letters.
yeah, it's
That's
got the-
interesting.
It's got dots.
Yeah, I'll say I bought a writing sheet.
Yeah. We'll practice your letters. I told him I'd teach him how to read, not write.
B is for bread.
So you guys want to make your way out and make your way to Golden Fields?
Sure.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Do any of you know where the Golden Fields is?
It's to the
I mean,
Oranwood. It's to the north east.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
that's what I
Oranwood,
just
yeah.
wanted to make sure. So you guys,
Ladies and gentlemen, always just play a character that is from the town.
Yes.
Just throwing that out there. I think my character.
So now we are
I mean,
which is very true.
exiting the tavern.
So on your way out, Talon kind of heard you before you left, and as you're kind of making your way out the door, he's just like, "Oh, fellas, when you make it to Golden Fields, tell the Yeti I said hello."
the Yeti.
The Yeti?
Pardon?
Wait a second. What's a hang on.
Not,
Is he
not
hairy?
an actual Yeti.
Oh.
He's a friend of mine. That's a nickname for him, but you'll know him when you see him. Just tell him I said hello.
And he's an actual Yeti.
You'll
You'll know when you
He's
see
a
him.
very depressed Yeti. Oh.
I'm warm. I'm not cold.
Okay. We'll tell him you said hello.
All right. See you when you get back.
Oh,
Well, later.
Bye then.
goodbye,
Bye-bye.
potentially forever.
Hope you find your dad.
Hope you find your dad. Me too. Me too.
Oh.
And what is it? I think all of us do. All of us hope we find
we
our
all
dad.
have,
That's true.
all our characters have dad issues. Yeah.
Okay, so you guys
Parent
make your
issues,
way
really.
out, and you're going to make your way north. Let's see, do I have you on Waterdeep Trade?
Some scary music.
Yeah,
What's
I
that's
see that we're.
Peters, or what is that?
I mean,
Is-
we are. I reckon we are going to a farm.
Elven Vale Day.
That's just of the
Day.
Waterdeep thing. So you guys basically
Day.
make your way out
Downtown.
through the river gate, back kind of like
Making
you were
our way
going
downtown.
towards Zephyros's tower, which isn't there anymore, but out in the same direction. And you make your way out onto what is called the North Furrow Trail, which is a trail that goes to the north, and it takes you up towards Golden Fields, and it takes a good, little over half a day to get there, because it's a fairly decent trek up there, but it's not too far. Imagine about the same distance from Nightstone to Waterdeep. It's just a little bit further than that, so it's going to take you a little bit more than half a day. But it's a really, really pretty day. The sun's out. There's some spotty clouds here and there. There's a nice little breeze. It's a really nice warm day, and you can smell all the fresh grass around you, and the trees are rustling along the trail, stuff like that. And you've kind of every now and again you can just catch little tiny whiffs of the like sort of the sea breeze. It's like what's left of it as it makes it in, because you guys are fairly close to, deep water there, where the bay and stuff. So you're close to the ocean, to the sea. So you guys make your way up. It's a nice day, and nothing really transpires. Was there anything y'all wanted to talk about to each other?
And then Brady rolls and is like, until.
Well, I thought nothing was going to happen.
Now that you mention it.
Let's see, that's 1, 2,
was there anything
3,
y'all wanted
12.
1, 2, 18 of. No, but was there anything y'all wanted to talk about on the way up there? I mean, you don't have to, but I didn't know if you wanted to say or do anything on your way up to the Golden Fields just to pass some time, or you just want to say, boom, we're there.
Well, you know me, talky feely emotions. And this is,
oh yeah.
Nice.
Well, after you've massaged the bread, or the dough, I should say, for half an hour to rise, then you want to let it rest and rise. So you want to cover it with a cloth.
Tarat's writing this down on his practice piece of paper.
It's just scribbles.
It's just gibberish.
Dry, warm place, like a pantry or a closet. Or I don't know what this is, but it said microwave oven. So
I've just
rise.
I've just like written the letter G like 16 times on the sheet of paper, and I'm like, I got it. No, I imagine I just copied the shape of the G just continuously.
Okay, nobody else want to talk about anything?
No, we don't. We're not deep here.
Yeah, we're
pretty shallow.
We're shallow. Who needs to know about Oran's backstory? We got like 5 minutes of it.
Come on.
Come on.
Okay, so
Actually, I would like to ask while we're walking.
Uh-oh.
okay.
Oh, okay.
So, Oran,
Yes.
is your family? You said you were an orphan.
Mhm.
Where were you? Tell me more about being an orphan. Like, were you? What was it? Because I'm an orphan too. I was just curious. And wait, so Tarat's an orphan too. So we're all 3 orphans. How did you end up in your situation as an orphan? Do you have any idea?
I think I might have mentioned it a little bit, but Oran was he was left at
Just say I.
Sorry.
There
Hey,
you go.
if you listen to the role playing episode of Vitamin D&D podcast, you'll know that there's 2 kinds of role playing. There's descriptive and active. So I use both because that's how good role playing goes. Anyway, Oran Murphy, human wizard, Water Davian, citizen of the City of Splendor, Waterdeep.
Fake student at the college.
fake student of the Magus and Protectors. Anyway, so Oran was left at the Spires of the Morning temple, which is the temple to Lathander in Waterdeep, and it's in the city or the castle ward. So pretty centrally located in the city. So I think Corliss Than's house was in the castle ward. And so
it was just a little northwest of the ward you guys were staying in the trade ward.
Yeah.
In the poop tavern.
Yeah, and so Oran, I was just grew up there. Went off to the public library, read a whole lot, kind of kept to myself. Was always super fascinated by magic because the Order of Magus and Protectors, they actually do a lot of pretty routine magic use as far as casting shape water spells to put out fires and things like that, and just helping to protect the city, and just Waterdeep itself being super cool and magical with the huge. We didn't really talk about it, but as we would have been walking around the city, there's gigantic statues throughout the city. Some of them are just standing up like normals.
Oh,
some of them look
like the golem things that come to life.
Yeah,
Kind of.
They
but
they
these
have
are huge.
Yeah, they're yeah.
Are they defenders of the city too?
So they were defenders of the city, and they've come to life once during the Sundering, or the Spell Plague.
Here's a spell plague.
Yeah, one of those. It might be the same event, but they kind of came to life and just kind of wreaked havoc around the city until they were either like smashed apart, or like
not a very good guardian then.
Yeah, and I can't remember why they kind of like ran amok in the city. I think maybe just because of the way the spell plague was, but they were made, and the crazy thing was they were invisible before they suddenly became visible, and just like huge statues of like women fighters with shield and sword, and like a big like griffin headed statue, which is actually like where the griffin cavalry like flies out of, is like this griffin statue. Like they made it.
And these things are actually used for like helping as landmarks to navigate the city. Like you can tell kind of where you're at by certain ones that you can see.
There's like
Turn left at the Bull Rider.
There's like there's one called the Drunkard, which looks like they named it that because it looks like he like fell backwards, like and like it's just like in the middle of the street, like a drunk dude falling over, and they built like a tavern, like I think on it.
That's cool.
It's super interesting.
Sounds like a great idea.
If anybody wants to read the Waterdeep Enchiridion, which is in the back of Waterdeep Dragon Heist, super interesting. Lots of Waterdeep stuff.
And there's a yawning portal or something.
Yeah,
there's a bar there. I want to go check that bar out.
Yeah,
but knowing my luck, I'd fall into whatever portal was there.
Yeah, and it's not a portal per se, right? It's actually just the opening into the
yeah, it's one of the
Undermountain,
the Underdark. Yeah, the Undermountain, Underdark, whatever you want to call it.
So it's a portal in the same sense as like as a door,
as Oran smacks
as
his
a doorway is. Yeah, it's a portal in the same way a door or a window is a portal. But yeah, so Oran grew up there and just didn't know anything about his parents. I don't know anything about my parents other than my mom's name is Kate.
He was a street
and
youth.
I've got like, and he pulls out, in addition to the spell storing necklace he's got on, he's got a super simple silver necklace, and he said they told me that this was hers, and she left it with me.
And then Tarat pulls out the same
necklace.
Funny thing,
and then
Coyn pulls out the same necklace. Our mom really got around,
brother.
So I'm half. Wait.
Don't think about it too much.
Don't think about it too much. A human, a half elf, and a dwarf.
Walk into a bar.
Walk into a bar. Yeah.
That's how the adventure began.
That is true.
Yeah. So that's my experience. Wasn't terrible, but I don't know. I've had more to my name since leaving Waterdeep than I've ever had.
Well, now you've got family.
What's that? Now I've got.
Did you say
we're family?
Oh, family.
We're all family.
Sorry, broke up a little.
It sounded
there.
like now you got Moy, and that's all.
Yeah,
family.
Moy familia.
Moy family.
Well, I appreciate that. I guess in truth, you guys really are the closest thing to spent more time doing things with you guys. Definitely more exciting and dangerous things than ever before.
Harrowing things you've been through.
Yes.
I mean, I found the love of my life with you guys.
Yeah.
I just pull out a dinner roll.
Right. Yeah. I was gonna say, Tarat probably has like stockpiled those like sweet rolls or whatever it was that what's his name?
Just
the young Than.
Yeah, I was about to say at one point I had 18 rolls.
Oh man, you've been keeping.
Granted, I haven't been keeping accurate count of how many I've eaten, but I'd say ballpark 10 at this point.
Yeah.
Sounds about right.
Just get a running total and assume that you've eaten them all. Because why would you not? Yeah. So, Tarat, I guess I'm super interested. You know, Coyn and I come from the city and the city life, but you grew up out in the woods, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I just grew up in the woods in the
monastery. I thought
Lurk Woods.
Yeah. How did you come to? You know how you ended up there? Did we talk about that already? I can't remember.
No, we didn't. Nope. I was just left at the monastery. It was kind of a common practice there.
Okay.
Just a lot of dwarfs just getting left.
A lot of
at the monastery.
Yeah.
These little bearded babies just laying everywhere.
Well, I didn't have a beard as a baby.
Little whiskers.
I thought dwarves were born with beards.
That's what I've heard as well. I've never seen it.
Is it really?
I'm sure.
Well,
it's like
me as a dwarf, I don't remember what I looked like as a baby. So
yeah, I was there, but I don't remember it. Like,
hang on, real quick for people watching the stream.
Oh yeah,
that's a picture of one of the giant.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
colossi.
Oh, cool.
Colossus.
Like Atlas ball.
It's huge.
They're huge.
And for listeners, if you're listening on the podcast, it's a
imagine
a drawing,
really
a depiction, like from the street level, showing people up close, and then in the background you see a bunch of big buildings, and then towering over that, like 50 times higher than the houses in the back distance, is this huge. Looks like somebody holding up a basketball, like just like has their arm
imagine Statue of Liberty, but like if you've actually seen it, like way bigger than it actually is.
What's that one? Yeah. Which one is that one, Brady?
The God Catcher.
Yeah. Super
Oh,
cool.
and they all have names.
Got some pretty cool
yeah,
stuff.
they've all been given names.
Yep. But anyways, so Tarat, you didn't have any other you just trained in the monastery. Do you have any interesting stories? Any people that stuck out to you?
My master trained me.
Yeah, how come you left? It was like a coming of age thing, like.
Yeah, just going out to see the world. I mean, I've been in the monastery my whole life, and I just didn't know anything else really.
Yeah. You said it was lots of dwarves get left there. Was it all dwarves, or like
no,
mixed?
it wasn't all dwarves. I mean, some dwarves are bigger than other dwarves, is what I thought growing up until I actually left. Which my master, he was the biggest dwarf of all. I've still never seen a dwarf bigger than him.
Oh yeah, and not sure what kind of person he was, but just big.
Big. bigger than you guys, like huge.
Wow, that's pretty big.
Mm-hmm. His name was,
your master wasn't a giant by chance, was he?
I don't know. What does the giant look like?
You've seen Sephiros, the cloud giant.
Oh, no, he's not. That dude was tall. That dude was huge, like way taller. But like, I mean, pretty big. Yeah. I could see a similar connection. I guess I've never asked him though. I mean,
Tarat may or may not have been raised by giants.
Just one. He was the only one there.
You sure you don't speak giant? You sure?
I don't know.
Say something in giant. Try to say something in giant.
I don't know what giant is.
Okay, well.
I mean, me and my master had like a kind of like secret language we'd talk to each other in.
Okay.
But secret language?
Yeah.
Do all monks know a secret language?
No, it was just him.
Was his name Uncle No?
No.
What?
With a secret language?
Sounds like.
Did he only talk to you and he was much bigger?
What was your master's name?
Atreus.
Atreus? How do you spell that? You wouldn't
Shoot,
know. You wouldn't know.
Yeah, I do. Atrius. Atreus.
And it was the Lurkwoods, right?
Yep.
And where was this other monastery that we heard about in rumor or
No, that was it.
something like that?
In the Lurkwoods, wasn't it?
No, I think that was somewhere north of Waterdeep. I'm pretty sure.
Aren't the Lurkwoods to the
Yeah,
north of
they're
Waterdeep?
to the
Yeah,
north.
but
Yeah, I think
the
it
north.
was.
Well,
Like,
Oh, it was
way
it was
down.
a
like the top of
sister-
the world. Yeah.
It was like a different, because there was
Like
one or two
a branch.
Like there were multiple. Yeah, there were multiple monasteries up there.
I'm interested to find out about the monastery. As we're walking continuously,
Yeah, just traveling.
just traveling
Kate-
along.
The
Kate
sun's
flying
making its way
over.
over. Yeah, Kate's just keeping an eye out. Everything's cool. She doesn't see anything. But you guys do start getting closer. You can kind of start to see it in the distance, and you see Kate kind of fly up a little ways and come back, and Oran's starting to get flashes of like, I think it's up ahead. You know, like there's a big, huge settlement type thing in the distance, and you guys can kind of start to see it, and you guys are making your way up. And by this time, you know, it's probably like 3 or 4 o'clock. You guys have been traveling, you know, a good 6-7 hours, and starting to get kind of a little bit late in the day. And you guys get closer, and you do start seeing it looming in the distance. These huge stone walls that just go out for a good ways, just like way on around. And you start making your way up, and
Oh, it's an actual settlement.
yeah.
Yeah.
So you guys make your way up, and
Oh, wow.
just do. All of y'all can do like a history check.
Oh, it's anything to do with smarts. That's gonna fail.
Nice.
That'd be
History.
20.
It's 23.
I
for
rolled
Oran.
I rolled a 2, and I have a -1 for history, so that's a 1.
All right.
Nice.
So you're just like, oh, that's what is that?
Ooh.
And then Tarat and Oran, you kind of are familiar with this place because it trades a lot with Waterdeep, and Tarat, you at least kind of recognize this place from when you traveled down from the Lurkwoods in your travels, kind of down to the south. You did pass this on your way down, but this is called the Golden Fields. It's also known as the Granary of the North, and this is where basically Waterdeep gets all of its fresh fruits, grains, vegetables. This place is the reason that a lot of the North is able to have soft-bodied or soft-fleshed fruit almost year-round, if not at least year-round. And those bells you can actually hear. I'll talk about those in just a moment. But you know that they do everything from livestock, but their main thing is like fruits, vegetables, grains, rice. They grow pretty much anything and everything that you would that you could want, and they package it, and they'll pack it in, you know, like salts and oils and different things like that to preserve it, and then ship those out to the farther places in the south, or even further up north, or even further to the east. But they mainly supply Waterdeep. They eat the majority of everything that they grow here. And these walls, as you get closer, you can see that they're like 60 feet tall, and they're about,
Jeez Louise.
about 60 feet high, about 20 feet wide or deep, and you can start to see that as you come up to these doors. And there's a big arched, you know, portcullis type thing as you're getting closer, and there's an inner and an outer portcullis, or a double door type thing. These huge doors, and as you walk past them or get closer to them, you can see that engraved on them on either door, either sets of doors on either one, is this depiction of a very large woman who, in some of them, she's holding like cornucopias, and some of them she's like sprinkling seeds. It looks like she's sprinkling seeds, and then others she's just got these, you know, large bounties and baskets of fruit and all sorts of stuff in these depictions. But these stone doors are enormous. I mean, you know, they're like probably 20 or 30 feet high, you know, 10 to 15 feet wide each door. And there's two sets of the double doors. And you come up, and you see some different guards kind of scattered around. There's 2 doors on the insides of the walls where they're kind of hanging out, passing in and out. They don't look very like on guard. Like they look alert, but they're not like, standing guard like you saw some of the people in the castle ward. Like those guards that are always on watch and always ready. Because this place, you can tell, and you guys know that this is a place that is visited by lots of different people all throughout the year, because people are caravanning here to buy harvests and bring it back to their towns, or there's constant caravans from Waterdeep coming in and out. So they're used to people coming in and out all the time. But you do see that they are alert, but they're not as on edge as you would see somebody in like a big city. And as you make your way in through the gatehouse, let's see. Another thing of this it's this big wooden statue. As you pass through the gatehouse, it's a 20-foot tall wooden statue of that same depiction of this kind of large, voluptuous lady. She's got curves, very, very beautiful lady, and it's this wooden. She's plump, this smiling woman standing with her hands like on her hips in a garden of golden wheat that's surrounded by this dirt roundabout. So on the map, that would be down here at G3. So that's where you guys came in.
Came in from North Furrow. And
yes, on the
little...
North Furrow Trail. So that was the gatehouse that you came in out there.
That's the pretty lady.
Yes, and that little G3 right there. That is, as soon as you walk through the gate, there's a little dirt turn roundabout with a road that goes to the left, to the right, and then straight on the other side. But in the middle of that is that big statue of the lady. And I don't know if anybody wants to do like any type of check to try and see who that is. You don't have to, but
Oran would definitely.
Who is this wheat maiden?
Let's see. You could do a history check, I guess, if you wanted to, or you could do a religion check.
Hello.
Or if anybody else wants to do any of those checks, if you're wondering who she is.
Sure, why not?
Oh, dang.
I think at this point I would understand that wheat is used to make bread.
Yeah.
So I think she's probably someone pretty important. That's an 18. I don't know exactly what kind of check.
Ooh. Yeah, Tarat's got me beat. It's a 7 for Oran.
Okay, we'll just say you did what kind of check did you want to do?
It'd be both religion and history would be a 7 for me.
Okay. Oran, you're not sure. You know that it's some depiction of a goddess. You're not sure which one. But Tarat kind of remembers passing through here. He remembered talking and hearing people talk on the trail, on the North Furrow Trail. I don't know why I can't say that. You remember hearing people talk as you kind of like trailed behind people. But her name is Chanti, and she is the goddess of agriculture and growth and bounty and plants and like seeds and stuff like that. So big fan of druids and things like that. A lot of druids worship her.
Chanti.
Yes, Chon, CHA.
Oh.
UNTEA.
Chanti. Well. What a bounteous beauty she is.
Yep, and then north of, just north of that, on up the road on the other side where that road continues on, you actually see a little stone building with an open front, and it's kind of got these pillars, and it has some like potted plants hanging from it, and there's just like all these different types of plants planted around it, but it's almost like not a stall, but it's a building, but it's an open front like you would see like a country farm place where you go and buy vegetables, stuff like that. And above it,
market.
Yeah, kind of. It's just like a single building though, but there's a sign above it that says Earth Mother's Bounty, and you can see there's like different types of shapes of cornucopias from smaller to larger. These cornucopias, you all know what a cornucopia is, right?
Nope.
Yeah.
It's like the things that
Corn.
you see in Thanksgiving that have like the pumpkins and all the fruit tumbling out of it, that like kind of horn shape.
The
thing.
weird looking baskets.
Yeah, those things. That's a cornucopia. which they're synonymous with like abundance and great harvest and
The blessing of the land.
Horn of
Yeah.
plenty.
Yes, the horn of plenty, exactly.
Hmm.
So, and you see that sign there, and so you guys just going ahead and making your way around, and just past that, still to the north on that road on the other side, going away from the North Furrow Road gate, the main gate that you came in. You can see kind of past that there's a little patch of trees, and the road continues on. You can see some small buildings and some sort of arrangements, but that road kind of leads into the center of that, what you would think is the kind of the main actual settlement. But there is a road that goes to the left and the right that follows along the outside of the wall.
Can you ping that real quick? I'm looking.
I think that's
Yeah.
that middle part
Yeah, it's
right
just
there.
right here, the G6
So-
area.
So this is.
Ooh,
what is this again?
is it a G6?
It's
Dude, we
like
can't
it's
see
like
your
a
Gs.
G6.
We
Oh,
can't-
you guys can't see the.
Yeah, we
oh,
can't
okay.
see the
No, no,
letters.
no.
My bad.
Yeah,
my
That's,
bad.
that's
I'll-
for you anyway. You can just ping.
The second you
Yeah.
said
Yeah,
G3, I
G-
wanted to ask you if
G3,
it was
yep,
a G6.
Yep.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
my bad. So yeah, that right there, where I'm pinging right outside the gate is where you saw the statue,
Yeah, right there.
and
Mhm.
then just to the north of that a little bit is that small structure that has the Earth Mother's bounty, and then this road going this way that keeps going that way is the one that leads towards that what looks like the settlement stuff.
And these are all houses in the settlement.
Yeah, there's from what you can tell, you're still a little bit far off, but
When we
if you guys
walk
wanted to go
past
that way,
this thing, that's what I want to know.
What is
Is that like an animal pen, or are there people being kept in
It's
there?
a fi-
yeah, those are actually livestock fields.
it's a fight.
So they're like
okay.
kind of big pens with, from what you can tell, it looks like a mix, but some of them have a higher concentration. But you see like some oxen milling around, some sheep, some cow, just kind of like goats, pigs, barnyard type things. But they're
Iguanas.
basically in these big like penned in areas, and you can see piles of hay kind of around them. Very exciting music. You enter the golden fields.
There's a little bit of a delay.
Yeah.
No, that's
No.
fine. That's good.
No,
That's good.
not at
That's
all.
good. But yeah, that's pretty much what you can see. And over to your left and your right on either side, as you can see, are just these huge fields of grain. Just big. Can't tell if it's like wheat or barley or hops or whatever. It's just a kind of patchwork thing, but it's just like just stretches on and on and on. And as you can see up there, the distance stretches for, if you go from that statue that you started off and
Mhm.
you look to the direct east, so like the other wall, it goes for about, this field is just like 2 miles wide, a little over 2 miles wide. Like this place is huge, and that's all it is just fields of grain. But that's pretty much what you see before you. And where would you like to go?
I mean, so are we at G6, like in the middle of everything right now? Are we?
Sorry, so
Is
no,
this-
right now you're here. You just walked in the north gate.
Oh, okay. I'd like to
Or
make my
the-
way downtown.
Yeah.
Second time.
Would you like to
stream
walk fast?
Take it.
that.
I started
passing.
saying it earlier, but nobody picked up on it.
No, I
Throwing
picked it
out
up.
there.
I just feel like I make that joke
We do make
joke
that
every
joke a lot.
episode. Making my way downtown.
Along with Hope You Find Your
But
Dad.
it's so good.
I'd kind of like to. I'd kind of like to explore the town a little bit, check some stuff out before we settle down into looking for somebody.
Yeah.
I'm interested in this little grove here. I like that there are sections of different little towns here. That's kind of neat. Little things happening.
Yeah.
And there's this.
I mean,
There's-
yeah, I'm down with going to the center of the town as well.
Yeah. Kind of want to see
Okay.
what's on this hill. Like if it's a
Is that like a
haunted.
yeah?
I thought that was like a like the center of the town.
yeah.
So you guys want to just make your way that way?
Yeah,
Sure.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Yep.
So you make your way around the roundabout to that opposite side and start walking away from the walls and into this.
City
kind
guards
of
really didn't
ring.
give us a hard time about anything.
The guard?
Yeah.
No,
The
and that
guards
was
of a
another thing
farm
that
town.
was weird. Yeah, no, that was the other thing. Like, you guys saw like a pretty good amount of guards, and also one thing that you noticed and that you can see on your map, but for those listening, scattered in equidistance around each other, around the edge of the walls, there are different little parapets with these like 30-foot tall, almost pagoda-looking type structures.
Yeah.
And you
That
can
thing
see
right there?
that. Yeah,
Yep.
And those are
that would be it.
Little
And
side
then,
view,
places.
and on the right,
yeah,
it's like a
that would
top
be
down.
one. That would be one. So you can see them there at kind of the points, and they're about 2 miles, a little less than 2 miles apart, just kind of eyeballing it.
a big
But you can
city.
see,
Yeah, it's a big
and you
town.
can. Well, I mean, it's a big area, but it's this town that's up there is.
Yeah,
It's
I guess the town isn't
quainter,
huge, but
the
like
area
the
inside the Golden Fields, yes, it is. It
Yes.
is huge, and but even along the walls, you see, 2 to 4 to 6 guards at one time.
dog.
Oh,
There's a
goodness.
bunch of rednecks here, man. What'd you expect?
Gee,
Oh,
But
why you got to
see
be a
them
redneck to have a
patrolling,
dog?
yeah, jeez. right.
And at each of the parapets, you can see anywhere,
Rednecks
just
love
kind
their
of just
dogs.
as you stand and as you're walking, you can see anywhere from like at least 10 to 15 from what you can make out, just glancing up there, guards just kind of walking around on those points. But you
Could
can
I
see
get a little
anywhere from 2 to 6
closer
patrolling
look
each
at the
section of those
guards?
walls.
Oh God.
I want to really check the guards out, see what they're carrying for weapon. I mean, are they carrying like simple scythes?
No,
that,
they're
they do dual
they
duty as
are
farmers and guards.
no these you can tell they are professional soldiers. Like they have full armor and some. They're all carrying different types of weapons, but they're all you can tell that
They're not mercenaries.
no, and they're all kind of wearing the same. They've got it's like
Tabards.
kind of a brownish, bronzish, almost somewhat gold looking armor, just kind of like plate and greaves and stuff like that. And then they just wear kind of a almost it looks like burlap underneath, but it's not burlap, but that kind of a look that's kind of padded. But it's definitely kind of a earthy toned look of armor. But their weapons seem somewhat standardized, even though they carry different things among them. But you'll see some with spears, some with scimitars, some with like hand axes. But they don't look disheveled in any way. Like they look standardized, like military type guards. So and there's tons of them around the wall and at these parapets and at the gate. There was just a bunch of them. But they all seem pretty chill. And that was another thing that I meant to mention. There around the roundabout, there were carts and wheelbarrows, and you see some different oxen and donkey and stuff kind of like tied up to posts. There's nobody tending them, but they're just tied up kind of like they're waiting to be used. But you see carts and wheelbarrows and stuff like that around, and you see people coming in and just like picking up a wheelbarrow and going on their way. And then you see people that are coming in behind you. It's like they know what they're doing. They've been here before. They come in and they'll like start hooking up a cart to an oxen or an ox. Maybe picking up, you see like two people, one of them gets a wheelbarrow and they start walking off in the direction kind of north along the wall and start going up that way like they're going somewhere to pick something up. But they're just kind of like, you see people dumping them, like leaving them there and untying the oxen, and people kind of coming and going as you make your way.
Gotcha.
Ho there, guard. Well met.
Yes, sir.
Just out of curiosity, if I were here on official business from Waterdeep bearing official standardized seals and papers and such, where would I go to talk to the local constabulary?
Well, we don't necessarily have a constabulary or any type thing. We mostly just have our watch. While they do patrol the inside, we mostly watch the walls and watch for threats because we do supply a good part of this part of the world with their food and grain and things like that, so we have to be on guard. But you would probably want to either go to, he kind of looks over at one of his ones. He's like, which one would you send him to? And he's like, you can just send him to then go to the Haverstone Abbey. Or they could either go there or the North Furrows End. They could probably find it in either. And he goes, yeah, that's good. Yeah,
What was
you
the
could
first
probably. The first one was Harvestome Abbey. That's Harvest. So like Harvest Home. Just depends on if you want to call it Harvest Home or Harvest Home. Abbey, Abbey.
Sounds like
And
a
then-
good name for a brew.
Yeah.
And what was the
Well,
second one again?
North Furrows End. So like that road's end, the North Furrows End. NORTH.
Wow, so we walked by it probably.
No, that was the other place. The bounty. The bounteous beauty's
Earth Mother's
bosom.
Bounty.
Oh, what?
Yeah. Earth Mother's Bounty. That was that little
shop,
shop establishment that was there as you walked in. But he kind of points you. He's like, yes, if you just continue up this road into the center there, you can see the buildings there. Just go past the trees, and to your right will be the Harvest Home Abbey. And if you continue on, and if you continue on around and a little bit more to the north, and he kind of points in this direction, he says that's where you'll find the North Furrows End inn, and I'm sure someone there could probably find who you're needing, because the monks and the abbots here, they do kind of wander freely, helping everywhere. So you might have to do a little tracking down, but those would be your best bets. And the other guard kind of looks at him like, yeah, kind of nods.
You can probably tell by the manner of my dress and the company that I keep that we are a fairly wealthy lot of people who have high moral standards. What do you, between us, do with the ne'er-do-wells and those who don't belong here?
Well, we keep an eye on them, and if they start ne'er-do-welling, we escort them out.
So the local military guard is responsible for policing the city, as well as the city's defense.
He looks at you and he's like, "You mean us?" Yes, that's what we do. Although we don't do a lot of policing work, we normally don't have to deal with that, because the acolytes and everyone that works here in the Emerald Enclave, they do a lot of help with kind of keeping the riffraff down and helping patrol. But we're simple farmers for the most part, and we deal with lots of travelers and traders and caravans and things. So they do a lot of self-regulation, because people don't want to cause trouble around here, because they know they won't be able to get their food.
That's good to know. We like a good, upstanding, moral community. Thank you so much for your time, good sir.
He says, anything you need, just come and find us. We'll be here around the wall.
So do you guys want to go get a milkshake at the Earth Mother's Bounty? I hear she brings all the boys to the yard.
I mean, I was thinking about that Abbey.
The brewery? The Harvest Home Abbey Brewery?
Mm-hmm.
Don't know that it's a brewery, but
No, he kind of hears you say that. Hang on a second.
You guys have a real crow problem here in town.
They're teetotal.
He's like, what do you expect? We've got grains and things for miles. So
the man plays the sound and then complains about the sound.
Oh shoot! Hang on.
This marching band is ridiculous. Like plays.
Just goes on.
Who has this?
Oh, okay. So he goes,
that
no,
guns? Just gunfire.
He's kind of that guard you were just talking to kind of heard you as you were walking off, and he says, no, the brewery, that's the Golden Gulp Brewery, and that's a little bit more to the north.
Golden goat.
So when Golden Gulp.
Gulp.
Like Golden and Gulp Brewery.
Okay.
He says, yes, that's the brewery is up to the north. So once you make your way into the center of town, you'll see the road that goes north. Just follow that until you come to the next little group of buildings, and that's where the Golden Gulp Brewery is. And I would say,
you guys
if you make your way to
that place,
he says, well, if you would like to try out some of the Golden Gulp, I would say make your way to the North Furrows End. There at that inn, your first flagon of Golden Gulp there is free. So if you'd like to give it a try.
Gentlemen, I bid you a deal. We weren't here to do anything specific, were we?
I mean, we're telling the kid his dad is dead.
I can wait till after. Free beer. You never turn down a free ale.
Right, and I mean,
as you guys are walking off, he's like, Yeah, the Yeti makes the best brew around and has the best flagons as
Oh
well.
no!
Oh, the Yeti.
For some
Dang
reason,
it.
I
You can't just go to a tavern.
I think I would just want to go to the Abbey place because it's I don't know. There's almost like no reason to go there.
You know what?
I mean, you can.
But could be every reason.
Golden Fields is a silly place.
Let's not go there.
Let's not
Let's
go there.
leave.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, I grow tired of all the wheat. I just like bread. I don't.
Oh,
you know,
no.
Once you see where it comes from, you just I don't know.
Once you see how the sausage is made.
Coin begins swelling. What's wrong with him? Oh, he's got a gluten allergy.
Oh no. It'd be really terrible if if Tarat discovered he had allergies to wheat. Bread's fine.
That's a sixth level spell. Allergy.
Allergy. Wheat.
I feel like at this point I've consumed way too much gluten to be gluten intolerant.
Okay, so we just got a hint drop that old Yeti is
At the Golden Gulp.
We want to. I mean, it's on the way. It seemed like the two places. Brady, where'd you say I saw where the Abbey was? The
the Abbey is down here.
The North Furrows End is in that.
Furrows End is up here.
Okay, it's in that little cluster. Okay, so I mean, we can stop by and kind of decide as we go where we want to stay.
Yeah,
what was that
and the
third
Golden
one?
Gulp Brewery is
Right
up there where I'm pinging.
Oh,
But
okay.
North Furrows End is an inn.
Yeah,
So it's a place, if you needed to stay, which you probably will tonight because you probably wouldn't be able to make it back to Waterdeep tonight. I mean, you'd get there at like 2, 3 in the morning. So,
we'll be responsible. We'll probably have a few drinks at the Golden Gulp, and we don't want to drink and walk.
Are there any street urchins in town?
No, I mean the roads here and the paths are pretty much well-worn dirt paths, but they're not very dusty somehow. But you don't really see much in the way of kind of like what you see in Waterdeep, where there's lots of street youths running around and stuff like that. People here, they're very diligent, and they look like they have purpose wherever they're going. They're not wandering around doing whatever. Like, everybody seems to be either coming or going from the fields or going to a place, one of the grain houses, to get their what they've traded or what they've bought to then load up and take out and stuff like that. So people, there's not a lot of just wandering around. People here have purpose to where they're going, and not like they're in a rush or like, I've got to get there, but just kind of like, I'm here for this, and then I got to get going. It's a long way home, kind of a look. And then the people that look like they live here seem to be going places to help and work and do.
There's no seedy looking people. I'm looking
No, this
for...
is a pretty bright, open place. All the buildings, as you guys are making your way up there, you can see the buildings are kind of lined in these concentric circles, as you can see on the map. So as you're coming up this road, there you come across this first kind of outer ring of these basically long houses.
It's like
so imagine kind of Viking, or imagine kind of the concentric circles. Yeah,
kind of like Valheim. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah. I was gonna say it's very, very Valheim-esque, like kind of Viking-esque. These are considered longhouses, but each one of them that you can see from the road as you kind of look down these curved roads, each one of the longhouses are completely decorated differently, but they are like very well crafted, and each one of them has like different animals on the boughs of the houses or some of the carpentry work and stuff. So some you might see one has like kind of a wolf type thing, or one has a certain type of bird, and then another has maybe like a sheep, and you can kind of tell that's how people differentiate their houses. But craftsmanship is just like immaculate. Like it's great, and it's some of the best woodworking and stuff you've ever seen. But that's just kind of what you notice, and everything is kept up pretty clean. Everything's pretty neat and tidy. Again, it's kind of a more open area. It's a little bit different from the Waterdeep where you guys just came from.
Yeah.
But yeah, you guys, as you're walking in, you hear the people, kind of trotting along on the dirt path, and you're getting all these different whiffs of just this fresh vegetation. Like the wind whips through, and you get some like a smell of some fresh, wheat. or you smell hay that's just been harvested, or you smell some like a waft of barley, and maybe you smell some strawberries kind of on the air, and all these different fruits and vegetable smells just kind of swirling around. It's a very, very pleasant place. But so you pass
Bath and
the
Body
livestock
Works.
pen on your right down the road.
That's
So you
not.
pass that, and just above that, as you walk on a little bit more, you see this grove of trees, and you see these kids. It's not a like super dense grove of trees, but it's for where it's at. It's a pretty packed in little place of trees, but they're not fruit trees. These are just kind of normal, oaks and
Like this area.
beech, and yeah, that area. It's like oaks and beech and just different things like that you see. But they're pretty large trees.
And
You
there's
see
kids
these
in there
kids-
playing.
Yeah, you see these kids like running in between the trees because they're, each tree is maybe anywhere from like 6 to 10 feet apart, so it's not too packed, but there's no underbrush or vegetation underneath that. It's just the trees and the basically packed dirt all around it. And you see the kids running through, and they're just like laughing and having a good time. And you see some kids hanging onto this branch of one tree, and you see them start swinging, but you realize they aren't the one that's swinging. The tree is moving and like swinging. its
Well, I've
boughs,
seen
and-
enough, guys. It's time to go.
But you
As
you
it
see
picks
the
the
tree.
kid up.
And
No,
he
you
did-
see the tree like
Chomp.
not just swinging and swaying and stuff, like it is like moving through these trees like slowly. But
Ooh.
there's kids like hanging on to it, and they're
I need
laughing
to make
and
a check on
playing,
that.
and like you see the kids running around it as he's like slowly moving, and they're like, it's my turn to go up. Like, it's my I want to get up there and
So-
swing. It's my turn.
What is it in D&D? A treant?
Mm.
I guess we'll have to make a check and see.
Yeah, you can't really see it because it's kind of like a bit into the that little glade of trees, but you can see it moving.
Oran,
Yes.
you should talk to the children. You're their age, right?
I'm one of the Utes. Hello, fellow children.
Hello, fellow youths.
Hello, fellow youths. Yeah, I guess the nearest kid. I'll just say, hey.
So you'll have to walk into
yeah,
you'll have to walk into this little
into
glade.
okay.
About like 20-25 feet.
Yeah, Oran's like, do you want to, Coyn? Do you want me to go in there and ask them?
Yeah, you should go in there and talk to the children and tell them that we're wealthy merchants from out of town here on official business from Waterdeep. Get that rumor started.
Okay, so Oran's gonna.
Hey, you should ask about that one kid that we're here to see.
And you should
He's
also
not a kid though.
try not to get squished by a
What?
giant
What do you mean he's not a kid?
fantasy creature.
Well, he's not a kid. I mean, he's here working.
Yeah, but like kids work in this
Okay,
town.
any-
They're not.
Right.
They're not street.
There's no
hoodlums that
child
just run
labor
around
laws. He just got
entitled,
through talking
like
about
in
it.
Waterdeep,
Yeah,
running
there's
around with no jobs.
no, obviously
God.
there's an orphanage here where they round up all the orphans and they put them to work in the fields like free slave labor. You
Right.
understand how great this is?
It's true.
If you don't do it, they get that tree to squish you.
Yeah, so Oran's gonna run off away from his friends, and with no intentions of spreading any rumors about our fake wealth. So I'm gonna say, hey, kid, hey you,
Hey, you.
hey you with the face.
Oh, we get to hear the first child's voice from Brady.
Hey,
Don't get your hopes up. But you see these kids.
Hey,
they're
mister.
kind of running through the trees, and there's some that are kind of trailing a little bit further away from this tree and like chasing it and stuff. And you kind of beckon towards one of them, and you see a couple of them just kind of like
Don't make it
see you
creepy.
and just brush it off.
Don't.
No,
He
they
sees
just
you.
kind of see you and just kind of brush it off, like,
Queffing.
I don't, whatever. But one just kind of just like turns like, yeah.
Hey, how's it going? And yeah, Oran will pull out a copper piece.
What's that?
Okay.
Uh,
You just made it creepy.
No, I'm not. I didn't pull out candy. Jeez. I'm gonna say,
Hey, little boy, would you like a puppy?
just trying to get his attention. Get into my van. It says Hogwarts Express on the side. So Oran's gonna say, hey, what is that thing? we're new in town, and I've never seen. What is that?
Oh, you mean Liverloss over there?
Liverloss?
Yeah, he's I mean, I don't know how to put it. He's just a tree that can move and talk.
Oh,
He entertains us. He's a lot of fun. He's got plenty of stories, and like he lets us play up in his branches, and he swings us around, and he carries us around and tells us funny stories. And he's fun. He's just always been here.
okay.
And you
Gotcha.
see him like
Generational-
as you're talking to him, and as you're like about to say something, he's just kind of like looking over his shoulder, like, hope they don't get too far away. I gotta go play. Like,
I won't keep you, and I flip the copper piece to him and
Just hits him in the
Wait.
face.
Right in the forehead.
Ping!
like as soon as you flip it, he just turns around and like runs at the tree. He doesn't care about the copper piece.
All right, whatever.
No, they don't want money here either.
I'm gonna pick
They
Coyn
have-
picks it up off the ground.
They didn't grow up in a city.
And then,
They grew
he
up
runs
with
back and he says,
morals.
"Psych!" and he picks it up. And runs.
Yeah.
Psych, I know what this is.
I
I was seeing if I could get more.
thought that Coin was just gonna wander in from the side, as if he's just oblivious to me, and be like, "Ooh, money!
Ooh, piece of candy.
Ooh, piece of candy." Anyway, Liverloss, a
Yes,
living
Lifferlas.
Liferles.
AS.
AS.
Liver last.
That's a Liverlass.
That's a good old liver last.
Okay, so Liverlass, walking, talking, living tree with funny stories, who's been around at least as long as this kid has.
Generational.
Um,
Generational protector of children.
I suppose. Okay. So Oran's gonna come back and tell him the kid said that it's a living tree. Like, been around.
Well, yeah, we can see that.
Yeah, I know. Coyn was the one who wanted me to quiz a 6-year-old about.
Oh, I didn't say anything to make. I just wanted you to
Oh yeah,
find out what the heck that thing was.
yeah. He said. He said it tells him funny stories. I don't know.
It looked a little wooden to me.
It'd be. I don't care.
I like that joke.
Yeah. So Oran's gonna or I think maybe at some point we'll try to see if we can't meet up with this Liverloss. It sounds like, yeah, like you said, he's been generational, so he's probably been around long enough to know more than almost anybody in this settlement. Yeah. So
Yeah, sounds like a good idea to come back and talk to him after we've got our free beer.
yeah, gonna walk me down from the Golden Gulp and come back, talk to the tree. What they put in
We're
this
talking
thing?
to a yeti
Go get drunk
and a
and talk to a
tree.
tree.
Yeah, I was about to say,
Yeah.
we're gonna find the wrong tree to talk to. Why isn't this guy moving anymore?
I
Gonna be
know.
awkward.
I know you can move, and you can talk. So all right.
What'd you do with all those kids?
Where's his kids?
Did you eat them?
You ate them. You ate them, didn't you? So we're gonna continue on to the Abbey. Are we gonna skip? Are we gonna skip the Abbey?
In the middle of this town that eats orphans that are forced into slave
Lures
labor
them in with
the
funny
fields.
stories. Gets
Yep.
them up in the tree and then just
Yep,
like
that's terrible.
like off of a shish kebab, just like
Oh wow, that's wow,
Graphic.
terrible.
I mean, kind of sounds delicious.
Why
but
are
I'm
we
a
not
hungry,
talking
so I
about more about this?
So what else would you like? What do you want to do now? Do you want to go talk to him now? Or do you want to make
I
your
want
way
to
to Abbey,
ask
go
the
to
guards
Northborough's
if
Inn?
they know there's a tree creature
we'd
living.
have to like go back to the
Here.
wall though.
That's too far. Let's just keep walking to the...
Yeah, I'd say Liverloss seems like he's gonna probably not want to chit chat because he's playing around with the kids or whatever. I'm sure we can find him later. I mean, he's always been here. He's always gonna be here, I assume.
Yeah, I say we come back here in the dark and talk
In
to
the dark? Oh,
with torches.
no. Oh. Only
And
you can
oil.
prevent.
Liver
Lots
loss fires.
fires.
Yeah. All right.
Sounds like you said liver loss fires.
liver loss fires. Oh yeah. So are we? Do we want to go to the Harvest Home Abbey?
Whichever one's closer.
I mean, it's
So
on the way
Abbey's
to
on the way.
the
Okay.
Northborough place. So
Yeah. I just.
Yeah,
I
I
wanted
there's
to
the other
stop in there
place
and
that
just see
we-
what's up, see if you could find anybody
yeah.
in charge.
See, like, hey,
What was?
what's shaking?
This is the Abbey right here, right?
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah,
Just
it's just
to the
there
south,
to the
right next to
They'll
the
probably
forest.
know something about liver loss because they're right on the edge of the forest. Like-
We walk in there and it's nothing but tree people.
Ah!
Do you guys know there's a tree outside playing with kids? What?
They're like,
There's a tree out there eating children.
So you guys want to make your way to the Abbey? To the Abbey?
oh, liver loss.
Oh, good
Oh,
old
that
Liver
good old
Loss is
Liver
out
Loss.
there.
He
Oh,
means
he's
well.
funny.
Oh,
Okay,
man.
so you guys make your way on the edge of this,
Yep.
skirting around
Downtown.
the glade, and you make your way towards the center of town, and then you take that right-hand turn, and you go towards the Abbey, and you can see it. This is like one of the biggest and most elaborate buildings here in this area that you can see.
You guys wanted to skip it.
And it's
Yeah.
I didn't wanna
you can
skip it.
tell it's like this centuries-old
Oran
kind
is
of
not
worn
religious.
stone edifice. And the outer
Lord.
walls, like on the corners, they have statues of Chanti, and she's like standing at each of the corners, like for decoration. She's almost like acting like a pillar. It looks like she's holding up each corner of the roof and stuff. But it also looked like she's maybe casting some sort of spell, to like try and summon rain, or maybe like praising the sun or whatever, or something like that. But these beautiful depictions of Chanti standing on each of the corners. And also around it, you see these very well-tended hedges that surround the foundation. And this sun-shaped window of stained glass is set above the entrance, and the steps leading up to the entrance there. So there's this like stained glass sun above it. With
I like a
there's
goddess
narrow
with
windows of stained glass
Idea
as
of
well.
a well-trained head or well-trimmed hedges. I think it's just great. They keep all of this very neat and clean and tidy for the visitors to come visit.
Hey, I mean they gotta be looking good. But along the sides, there are these narrow windows of other stained glass, and they're decorated with images of pretty much all the stuff that they grow here. So you see like wheat and fruit and vegetables, and on the inside it lights the pillars within with all
funny
these
looking
pretty
weed over in the corner.
colors coming in through the windows. And then towards the back of the building, mounted between these big roof beams, is a large bronze bell that is rung every 15 minutes before prayers every morning, noon, and evening. So they have what you can tell that you heard them on your way in earlier in the Sirenscape, but it was actually time for the evening prayers. And as you guys were making your way, you could see, making your way down the street before you got there, you could see a lot of people like exiting the building and just kind of dispersing and going back. So you could tell they came there for their evening prayers. But yeah, so that's in front of you, and you see the Abbey there. And you guys want to go in?
Why, yeah.
Sure.
Okay. So you make your way up the stairs into the entrance, and on the inside, it's not very elaborately done on the inside. It's just the stone. And you've got the stone pillars holding this up, but it's very cathedral-esque, very sparse. But you do have the stained glass windows because you can tell this is a place mostly used for the people to gather to do their prayers. And but off in some of the corners, you can see that there's some little rooms and stuff. And up by the bell, you can see this man in robes as he's standing there, and he's just kind of like hanging out. And you start making your way up there, and from one of the corners, like off to your right, you see these two black bears just start like lumbering through and just like walking through the Abbey itself.
Huh.
Bears, you say?
And roll for it.
Bear.
No, not of yet.
They sense that you are not of this church.
Well,
They can smell greed. They smell it on you.
So are the bears approaching us?
Not really. They're not really
Oh,
paying
okay.
any mind. They're just kind of like, as you
Walking
guys
around.
are walking up towards that gong on the far end of the building, they're just kind of walking in front of you across, just like slowly milling through, just meandering, just kind of like, just
Bear
they're pretty
noises.
fat. Yeah, a few bear noises. Yeah, but they're just kind of like making their way, not doing anything.
Is there anyone else inside this building besides the just two bears?
Yeah, past them on the other side of the room, on the other side of the abbey, you see a guy kind of standing up by what looks like to be either like an altar or like some sort of table type thing at the front. He's got his back to you, but you see him just kind of like doing some stuff, probably finishing up from the prayers that they just had.
Well, should we approach or should we take a momentary pause?
What is that sirenscape?
That was Church from Curse of Strahd. There is apparently somebody in the church who's hungry.
Feed me, Seymour. So you guys want to make your way up to him?
Yeah, make our way up to the bears.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you make your way up.
Yeah, I Oran also agree.
Yes, Oran silently agrees. He's currently off camera. I don't know where he's gone, but we'll continue slowly.
Oh god, he's back.
So you guys start making your way.
All right,
up
pull
the
out that
center
second
aisle,
character sheet.
Past
The
past
bears
a
got
few-
you.
Yeah, the bears got you. And Live for Lost came in and ate the rest
Oh.
of you as well. No,
Yeah.
but you make your way up and kind of, I guess, cautiously make your way past the bears as they're moving slowly, just like in between you and like the far side of the room where you see the man in robes with his back to you. Looks like he's doing something.
They're collecting the offering.
The bears are walking around.
The deacons,
walking
like,
around.
like bear deacons.
They're pretty hefty looking bears. Look like they're eating quite well, but they're just kind of just making their way. So you guys just kind of walk up past them, and they just kind of look in your direction, and they're just like, and then just keep going on the way that they were going. You can see that there's like
to sacrifice some bread.
You can see that there's a door open, like the direction that they're moving on the other side of the abbey, and they're just kind of like making their way that way. And you see the guy, he's turned around and he's walking towards you as you were kind of like pretty intently watching these two bears, or bear, as they walked past you, or as you walked past them. And this guy comes down and he's got his robes and he's got his hands inside his robes. He says, "Oh, don't mind Darlow and Tilby. They don't do much around here except for mill around and ask for treats."
Arlo and Tilby.
Darlow and Tilby.
Darlow and Tilby.
And who might you be, sir?
Oh, yes. Pardon myself. I'm still trying to organize myself after evening prayers, but my name is Ellerden Dorovic. And he kind of bows slightly, and he looks like a human priest. He's got these long, pretty, again, not very flashy robes, that kind of earthy tone, kind of white and tan and brownish
These are people
robes.
of the earth.
Yeah.
He's the priest of Chaunty.
Yeah, I mean, you could ask him, but
Yeah.
it's pretty good, pretty good bet.
He's like,
And
nah.
Yeah, all signs point to yes.
He's got not much hair left on his head, and it's like the top is pretty bald. And he's kind of got what's left of the, I guess you could call the friar tuck hair kind of a thing around the outside of the crown, but it's all white, what's left of it. He's just kind of an older man, probably upwards in his 60s or 70s. Very wrinkled face, very not super tan, but you can tell he's been outside like most of his life. I wouldn't say he's frail, but he's not like built. But you know, he could still swing an axe or like get out in the garden and pull stuff or help move things
Take
around.
on
Which
3 adventurers in church.
no,
with his
which
2 bear
telling-
companions.
yeah, his bear companion. But his robes are also, at the bottoms where it touches or it gets close to the ground. You can see that it's kind of dirty and muddy and dirt stained and stuff like that. So you can tell like he doesn't stay just inside the abbey. Like he probably gets out and like does some work. And but yeah, he says, yes, I am Ellerden Dorovic. I am the abbot here at Hearthstone or Harvest Home Abbey. And is there anything I can help you with? We deal with many travelers here.
Well, we're here on a
Oh, gosh.
special mission. We recently left the town of Nightstone, and we're looking for this youth. Oran, his name escapes me.
Maras?
Miras? Miros.
Oh, Miros.
Miro-
Yeah.
Right.
Miros Zelbrins.
We
yes, the
it might
Zelda.
actually be better if you take us to him, because the news that we have to give might be better coming from you if you have any relation with him. You might need to turn
Don't
to faith.
have many dealings with him. The
Oh, wow.
worship and the prayer services aren't mandatory. People can come as they would like, but I don't see him much here because he's usually up tending the inn that he runs, the North Furrows End, which
Ah!
is just a little north from here. So
Hmm.
you could find him there.
I
I
see.
don't see him as often, although I have seen him around town. He's very, very cordial, quite a boisterous man, but he's nice enough. You could find him there.
He's nice enough. Sounded like he's not very nice.
No. He looks at. He's like, forgive me for misspeaking.
I didn't
wouldn't
say
want to
that.
cast any. Oh well. We'll say that. We'll say that you
Please
did in
forgive the
case
tone
you-
of voice, which made it seem like he might be a bristly character. What
He
I'm
says, No. He's just very boisterous and he's quite a lot of fun.
the way he's
Quite a lot of fun.
he's really
So
I'm
is
not
he
trying
fun?
to double
He's-
speak. I'm just
he-
a very fun person to be around.
he's a hoot.
Listen.
Yeah.
We don't understand the sarcasm. You have a tree out there eating children.
Yeah.
Like,
No.
do you want to actually ask him about
Oh,
it?
not the eating.
Yeah,
part.
Yeah.
I say it.
He says, "Oh, the Lifferloss is nothing to be concerned about. He's literally the oldest living being here in Golden Fields. He's practically been here since before Golden Fields was really what it is today. He's been here for as
Before
long
it
as
was
anyone
even
can
golden?
remember." Yeah, I just suppose you could say that, but he's nothing to be scared of. The kids love him. He has many stories, and he actually does serve a purpose. He tends with the other 3 treants that reside there in the grove, and they actually help defend the city or the settlement if we
Oh, there's
come under
more
attack.
tree
They-
people.
Yes, there's 3 other treants scattered around through there, and he goes around, and when the alarm is raised, he will and the other treants will start awakening the other trees to help defend our crops and our.
Oh,
our
how many
people here.
trees can just move? All of them?
Well, when they use their magics, and they can,
Oh.
I guess you could say, activate the trees and bring them to life as well to help defend.
All the trees?
Yeah.
Most of them, yes, the ones that are
What are you
of
saying?
appropriate size.
Wow.
That's cool.
Huh.
He kind of gives a little bit of a chuckle. He's like, "Oh, well, luckily, no one here has actually seen us or seen anyone or had to have used this, but it is handy to know. And Lifferloss has told us before of attacks in the past, and how useful that they've been. So we've been glad we've never had to use it. But it's nice to know that we have that ability and capability to protect ourselves."
Well, okay.
All right. Yeah, I was about to say it.
The bears have
Gentlemen,
kind of
I
made their
don't-
way up to him,
Oh,
and he
gosh,
kind of
I-
like he reaches out and pats him. He's like, "Oh, they're there." Just kind of like he looks at him. He's like, "Darlo, I guess it is time for you and Tilby's feeding.
Oh God! Double meat.
We better leave.
No, he
Yeah,
looks at
we
you
didn't
and
mean
he
to be a
says-
bother.
He says, no, it's nothing to worry about. Odd thing is, they love the vegetables and things that we grow here and the fruits, so they
Wait. You're vegan? Your bears are vegan?
Oh, I mean, technically all bears are omnivores. They'll eat meat and or
Yeah.
fruits and vegetables and things, but
They got pointy teeth too.
they do. But they're satisfied with the amount of things that we give them. So I guess you could say that they are somewhat vegetarian, but we just consider them omnivores, and they'll really take anything they're given. They're not picky. And he kind of rubs Tilby on the head and just kind of looks up like he's really enjoying it, like he's scratching him behind his ear, and you see his
Naps
like
his arm
back
off.
leg just kind of start doing the little like
What
the
was
dog
the-
thing whenever you hit the spot.
What was the temple in Nightstone? It had a unicorn in it.
No.
deep
way.
cut.
If you would have not, if you had,
If I hadn't said anything, you would have known.
Hang on.
Are you gonna ask him about it?
Yeah, I was gonna say, hey, there's some hippies that
Dang
need
it.
some help in the city of Nightstone.
yeah, it's got the unicorn symbol.
The stag.
No, not stag.
Oh.
All I remember is opening that door and getting jumped by 2 gobs.
Temple.
I can tell you if you give me
Maliki. Got it.
Maliki.
yeah. That's what I
Temple
was
to
gonna say.
Maliki.
Bingo.
Are Maliki and Shanti, are they kind of like, do they go hand in hand kind of gods?
I don't think so. From what I remember, Maliki was kind of along the lines of like Saren Ray esque, sort of like sun and stuff, wasn't it?
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
I could see that.
Something
I'm pretty
like
sure
that.
there was like a
But
sun.
I mean, they don't go like hand in hand, because there are lots of entities and gods and goddesses that share like things that
Hey,
they govern, but they're
there's
not
some
necessarily
crossover.
like. Yeah, there's cross. Thank you. That's the word I was looking for. Crossover. There's a little
Yeah,
crossover.
like
but-
Pelor. Like
Yeah.
does like sun and stuff like that, but like Lathander is also like light. So
Hey, Ellerton, if you've got just a second, let me bend your ear about something. Would you happen to have some young upstart priest perhaps here in the temple that would want to go to a town like Nightstone and maybe reestablish a church there?
All of our priests are tied up here with the duties that we have here around the Golden Fields, but
I'd say they're tied up. I look
he
around,
kinda
see
looks
no
and-
one.
Did the bears eat them?
you see him kind of looking around through the abbey, and he goes, she was here just a moment ago. He says, you see somebody walking like kind of from outside on the other side of not the entrance, but the door that the bears were heading towards, like the other wall. Somebody walks in. He goes, yeah, Z, come here, please.
see.
You see this girl in like, not like like sort of monkish type robes, sort of a thing.
Like monk fighter or like monk churcher?
I'm not sure. But she does have a quarterstaff
Maybe.
on her back. And she
She has
walks
what?
up-
A quarter.
a quarterstaff on her back.
Oh,
And she's kind of got like the arm wraps around her forearms, and the robes are like, imagine the Jedi robes type things, where they're sort of vest and don't flow all the way to the ground, so you can tell she's like for moving. And she comes up and she's like, yes, Abbot Dorovic? He goes, do you know anything about a Nightstone? She says, I believe I've heard of it before, but why do you ask? He says, we may need to send one of our acolytes or one of our priests or even yourself, if you could even make your way out there one day to see if they need any assistance reestablishing
no,
any
don't
temples
send
out
the
there.
pretty ones. Don't send the pretty ones.
I never said she was pretty. But I mean, she's... Do you say that?
Oh yeah, as long as she's
She-
not like got a mushed in half orc face.
No, she's...
Broken
Every man
cuts.
has his own definition of beauty.
Yeah,
In
you
person.
never know.
Yeah, hang on.
Coyn might be into that.
hang
Like
hang on.
mashed in orc face.
You gotta check if she is attractive.
I believe
Yeah,
you
I was
roll
gonna
for
show you a
it.
picture.
Ooh, there's a picture.
Let's see.
It's gonna be like
that's-
Kella.
I think
Oh.
you just got to roll a d20 and just to find out. I mean, we could all do a perception check,
Investigation.
right? Whoo! I rolled a 19.
Really? All right, I'm in.
Tarat-
I'm rolling for perception.
No, Tarat
Rolling perception to see
Tarat
if she's
should be
pretty.
able-
Tarat definitely thinks
Tarat
she's
should be able
yeah.
to tell if
Okay.
she's pretty. No, I don't think that determines if she is.
What's your
Nope.
adjusted?
Nope, whatever. No,
What's
no
your-
adjustment. Just to die.
About-
That's it. That's all it is.
Oran's.
Hang on, I'm trying to bring it up.
Well, you definitely think she's prettier than Coyn thinks she is.
There, can you see her?
Oh, sure. Oh, but you careful. You got all the role playing stuff up there.
Oh, that's fine.
Oh.
You might be seeing that later.
Z.
Considerably less faith in the Golden Fields defender, so she patrols. Reading all the GM notes here.
Don't read the GM stuff.
Oh, did it show the GM?
Oh yeah, I can
Wow,
see.
cheating.
Her ideal, her bonds, her flaw. All right, I'm gonna get it off my screen.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, I'm
it
gonna
says,
close it off too.
It shows. It says like show to players, but then it gives you no way to like stop showing it. I don't know.
Ah.
But anyways, that's what she looks like.
Mm.
But she just says she kind of looks at
So I didn't know she's
a person.
yeah
She's
well
a human, yeah.
She's a
Yeah,
human.
she's a
okay.
human. Yeah. But he.
Did you think it was another bear?
It's another. A tree
Little
ant
hair.
walks in.
But she kind of looks and she says, "Well, I believe we have things we need to tend to around here first." He kind of looks at her and he says, "Well, now we'll discuss this later." And she goes, "No, I've told you we need to get on the repair of these walls." And he goes, "Well, we will work on it later. We'll discuss this later." And she says, "Fine." He says, "Well, before you go, would you mind escorting these young men up to North Furrows Inn?" She goes, "Yeah, I guess so. I was heading that way anyways. If you guys are ready, I can take you on now."
Yeah, hey, brother Ellerton, do us a
I'll
favor.
follow you anywhere.
We're gonna leave, but would you mind looking into what the Nightstone was? We'll come back later after you found out.
I don't care about any.
We're
of
just
that.
gonna everybody
Let's
in
just get out of here.
everybody in Faerun is gonna be trying to figure out what the Nightstone was.
It's the key all along.
Yeah.
She says,
It's
"I
gonna
mean,
be the key that unties the entire adventure.
Friendship.
No, when he does the recap, it's like, oh, the Nightstone. It was like in
It
the
was
hole
nothing.
to the left. Like you
Nice.
just didn't look good enough in that hole that was in the middle of the town. It was there the whole time.
Ah, dang.
It was the power of friendship."
Ah.
So she kind of looks and she's like, I mean, if you guys have any more questions, we can go now, or if you want to finish up what you're discussing here with
Whatever
with
you
Oran."
want to do, I want to do.
It's okay.
I'm Tarat.
She kind of looks and she says, "All right, I'm Li Yang. It's nice to meet you."
Lee's Yang.
Z Liang.
Yeah, what? Z Liang.
Yeah, Z.
Go back to the
I said,
NPC.
that's what I said, right?
Yeah. No, you said
Yeah,
that.
Z Liang.
Yeah, it's just hard. Like, yeah, whenever you're introducing NPCs, it's hard sometimes to denote where the first name ends and the last name
It's all
begins.
gibberish.
That's why I usually.
Well, it's nice to meet you, Lee.
Oh, that's fine. That's normally what close friends call me, but I mean that's fine.
Very
I mean, what are strangers but not friends we haven't got to know yet? So I mean, that's
Really close friends of mine call me Tarat.
well. It's nice to meet you, Tarat.
As well as strangers and acquaintances.
If they know my name, I guess, yeah.
And people who know my name call me that.
People who know my name call me Tarat.
Extremely close friends and yeah, strangers. They call me Tarat.
Okay.
Okay. Well,
Just
whenever you're
making
ready
sure
to go,
that
I'll
name
be
sticks,
by the,
boys.
Yep.
I'll be by the exit.
Let's make.
She just kinda like, she just
I'm
walks over
securing the
Oh,
bag,
it's
gentlemen.
it's
My
a-
questing days are over.
It's an escort mission. Oh gosh. I always
No, she just walks off.
He's
She's like,
the
"I'll be
worst.
waiting by the door."
I followed her.
North Furrows End, that's where we're heading?
Yeah, so you guys want to go ahead and
Yeah.
You see Darovic, he's kind of like, he waves you on, he's like, yes, if you need anything else, I'll be in and around the Abbey, so just if you need any help, just let us know. And he bids you on your way. And as you're
I say
making your way
goodbye
to
to
the
the Bears.
North Furrows End, Z, she's just kind of like mumbling under her breath, and she's kind of not really talking to you, but she's doing those things where like somebody just talks out loud to like vent their frustrations, and she's just like, can't believe I have to be the one that patrols these walls, and nobody else really wants to do it, and he puts the leadership of this place in bad hands. I'm sorry, you guys don't want to hear any of this.
I just tap her on the arm with a very old, stale bread roll. Here you go.
She just looks. She's like, no, that looks pretty stale. I'm fine.
Oh.
We can get fresh bread here at North Furrows Inn. And as she says that, she it just turns to dust.
Super chewy.
So you guys make your way around these concentric rings again down up one of the roads, and make your way up to the North Furrows End. And she says, I'm going to stop you off here. I've got to go and check something on one of the walls. I'll be back after a while, and I'll see if you guys need anything else. But
You
just
seem
going up,
really
you guys
distracted
were-
with the defense of the city. What's the story there? We heard rumors about hill giants.
Well, yeah, there wasn't.
Did you just call the wall a fence?
No.
Who, me
Probably.
or-
Oh, okay. No,
Um,
to Coyn. I thought he
she-
just called it a
she's
fence.
It's just a little wall.
She's just like,
60.
well, I mean, there was an attack a few weeks ago, and kind of put everyone on edge, but also at the same time, everyone is at ease because they think the walls are going to protect them. And while we do have a good, military presence here, and our militia, while they're highly trained, their leader, I guess you could say, or guard watch, or leader of the guard, it's always appointed by a masked lord of Waterdeep, and they always pick someone political, and they rotate in and out. And the one now, he's doesn't know anything he's doing. He's just here for his appointment so he can move his way up the chain, and he doesn't have any idea what he's doing.
What's his name?
Strog Thunderblade. Don't get me started.
Nice name.
Underblade.
Strong. Wait a minute.
He's just a noble
Orc.
half-orc that
I knew
has
it!
been appointed here just because he knows people. And you can see she's very, very visibly frustrated. She's like, I don't have anything against our militia and our guard and our watch or anything like that here in Goldenfields. It's the incompetence that gets placed above them, and the lack of organization. And I just take it upon myself a lot to patrol the walls. While there are people up there, the patrols don't get scheduled very often, and there's a lot of times where nobody's on the wall, and the changing of the guard takes forever. So I just try to go up and watch when I can, just to fill in the gaps.
I understand completely what it's like to have just like bad leadership, and sometimes you just have to take charge.
I
He's like,
agree.
yes,
I
thank you. I would
totally
love to.
understand.
She's like, yes, I would love to do that.
That's true.
She's just like, I mean, I would love to take over if I could, but if I were to step in, one of the masked lords, and that's appointed him there, I would basically have my head, or I would be in jail before I knew what happened. So
just
they're not
how
speak
many?
out, so I just fill in where I can.
I pull out my hand axe. Just how many?
Just the one, but
Oh.
I appreciate that, Tarat, but I do what I can. Like I said,
There it
filling in
is.
around the walls when I can. But she says, there was a place I needed to go and check. Y'all can go on in, and I'll catch up with you later. I guess you'll be staying here tonight.
Oh yeah.
Sure.
She says, "Okay, I'll catch y'all in, or I'll catch y'all whenever I come back, and we'll share a flag and a golden gulp on me."
2.
Absolutely. That's 2 free. All right, boys.
So she kind of turns
Just-
off, and she kind of walks on her way, and you kind of hear her mumbling under her breath again. She's just like, to be the one to do, just kind of makes.
And we never saw
frustrated
her again.
Don't say that. Tarat would be distraught.
She was
But
eaten by a
you're
trend.
Distraught
standing in
Tarat.
front of the Distraught Tarat. You're standing in front of the North Furrows Inn, and it's 3-story, like really nice inn. It's got this stone edifice as well with these arched windows spread out equally where all the windows are, or where all the rooms are, and they all offer views of the surrounding gardens. Really pretty. And there's thin plumes of smoke that come from its many chimneys, and right now you can start to see some. You can tell that they're starting the fires because it's getting, again, it's early evening. The sun is getting quite low towards the horizon, and above the door hangs this wooden sign that proclaims the name of this place, which is North Furrows Inn. And on either side of the door, as you're walking into the main entrance, there are these carved statues of these beautiful horses that are like rearing up. They've got their hooves in the air and their manes kind of flowing in their statuesque form, just kind of like reared up on either side of the door. Very, very pretty. And let's see. And then over to the west, you can see the stable. That's pretty big. Looks like it could hold quite a few horses. But you're standing there in front of North Furrows Inn, and the doors are they're already open. Like, they aren't closed. The door is open, standing open. And you can hear there's some type of music or something going on in there. Somebody singing. There's quite a few people already in there coming in after they're trying to get all their stuff done. There's not a whole lot in there right now, but they're starting to kind of trickle in. Everybody's finishing up for the day, closing up, after they put their tools away, made their harvests, and stored everything that they needed. This is where pretty much everybody comes to hang out.
Cool. It's the watering hole. So.
I thought it was called the Gulp.
Yeah. No, the Gulp is up to the north.
Yeah, Golden Gulp is up.
This is probably where we would get a room and meals and drink, but
and complete our mission to tell Miros.
Yep.
Because this is his place, right?
Yeah. They said that he runs the inn. Was it the priest did? Dorovic. Yeah. He said that
brother,
he would
be Brother Ellerton.
He was real fun.
Brother cousin.
He's really loud and boisterous, so he's probably super annoying, and doesn't go to church. And Brother
the worst.
Dorovic just can't stand him.
Sounds like my kind of guy.
From what I could tell, for him is obvious double talk.
Yeah,
all the hints. All the hints.
I mean, he's obviously got his priest in training tied up in the cellar, and he's just gonna feed him to the bears.
Oh gosh, that's terrible.
The whole they just eat veggies thing.
All the acolytes.
I ain't never seen a bear like a sweet potato.
Tilby. Feast.
All right.
Devour.
So
you guys walk in?
Yeah, walk in. Did we establish?
I stroll.
Yeah, I charge in aggressively.
Saunter aggressively?
I walk in like I just, couldn't be bothered.
Okay. So you guys make your way in, and this is it's kind of your typical inn, but it's a little bit bigger on this bottom floor. And this is mainly where the tavern type bar is, but it's really nice. Again, it's very what we would think of as Viking-esque looking type stuff. Like, there's a big hearth right in the middle, a big square hearth with a chimney or a hood above it that's funneling the air up and out. And then there's another one over in the corner, big stone hearth, tables spread all around. Bar is over. As soon as you come in, about halfway on the wall, up the wall on your right is the bar, and you can see there's some people up there getting some drinks and some food, and then over in the back left corner, you can hear some music being played. It's kind of as you're going throughout, making your way through, it's kind of changing from like the lute. And then you might hear like a little pipe, kind of a flute every now and again, and changing in between that and like singing. It's a little halfling over in the corner, just sitting on this guy. You can tell he's like the house musician. But over at the bar, you hear some very loud laughing, and you look over, and yeah, some louder than that, but having a good time, and you can see that's
Crank
coming
up
from the barkeep.
volume.
And he's this large, very tall, probably close to 7 foot, big barrel chested barkeep, and you can tell he has white hair on his arms, up his neck. His beard is white, but
Wait.
it's almost like it's taking over his entire face,
They-
and even his hair on
if
top
you're
of his hair.
if you're
is white.
thinking what I'm thinking,
Okay, you can back off the mic a little bit, but yes.
El Chupacabra.
Oh, but no.
Yes.
Thought the Yeti was at Golden Gulp.
No,
Oh, sorry. My bad. Got it.
no, they.
This guy, obviously the Yeti. Super white hairy
No.
dude.
No, that makes no sense.
Yeah.
Now,
Super-
this guy, Yeti,
Super
look
hairy.
how short he is. It makes no sense.
He said he
But
would like.
yeah, he's like 7 foot tall.
Yeah.
Big barrel chested dude, and he kind
And
of.
he's not the Yeti?
He's the Yeti.
There's no
And
way.
as soon as you
Shut
guys
up,
walk in the
Jacob.
door, he kind of like his
Introduces
laugh dies
himself.
down a little. No, his laugh dies down a little bit, and he kind of like cuts his eyes towards y'all, and doesn't look necessarily any certain way at you, but you can see him. He just kind of like he shoots you a look, and then just kind of goes back to talking to whoever was at the bar, getting the food out and doing stuff like that. What would you like to do?
Which one of us wants to go chat with the Yeti and pass along Talon's regards?
Fans at home, I did those goes.
Yeah.
And,
Jacob is
the other two are taking it very poorly because they have not.
No, I haven't done nose
Finger
good. I'm
on
not
the nose.
I'm not opposed to it. Or I don't know if we want to split up looking for. Coyn, do you want to be the bearer of bad news to our friend
Maros?
Maros Zelbin?
Can you
Yeah.
do it without
Oh,
making it a
absolutely.
giant joke?
No, I would
don't- I
love
don't
to
know,
tell a
man.
young man that his father has died.
Okay,
That's exactly what I want to do with my day.
so Oran's gonna go.
I'm gonna order some roll.
Oran's gonna go. Is there a table open that I can, I guess, say
Secure.
you want to go, guys? Go
yeah,
grab
roll
a
a-
table and I'll go to the bar.
Yeah, and roll a perception check.
Heyo. It's 15 plus
You don't find a table, bud. You didn't look.
You don't see any tables.
it's a 20.
None available.
Non-nat.
Okay, as you
Adjusted.
scan around the room, you can see it's not quite full. It's a little less than half full.
Yeah.
But as you're scanning around looking for a good place to sit, over basically
Where's
in
the
the
best
far left
table?
corner,
Yeah.
is this kind of older, darker skinned lady. She's sitting there. She's very well dressed. Not anything like any of the other people that are from here in the Golden Fields. And she's sitting there, and she has this very ornately decorated book, like tome. And you can see she's got little kind of reading glasses on that are on chains, and she's again very well dressed. She's got some kind of purpley looking robes, and you can tell
Purpley.
just by scanning at her, she looks like, and you actually catch a glimpse of a little brooch thing that she has on. You catch something that looks like a symbol of the Watchful Order of
yeah.
and Protectors.
Knew it.
And you just see her, she's just sitting over there. She doesn't look like she's necessarily
She's
like she doesn't want to be here, but she's just kind of like sitting over to herself. So
Yep. Orin immediately is torn. Are they trying to catch me, or is this just coincidence?
she's absorbed in the book that she's doing. And you see her like she'll read.
Yeah, well,
She'll kind of
she's been
put the book over the side and like write something down, like write quite a bit, and then go back to read and
She's
kind of like
been
read another little book she's got over there, and then like write down some more.
Yeah, well,
Very absorbed in it.
yeah,
Hey,
she's been,
Oren,
Yes,
Oren, you should go ask her if she knows what the Nightstone was.
Yeah, I can throw that in there at some point. do you want to go talk to our Yeti friend? Get us some drinks, and I'll go make introduction with the Waterdavian mage over there.
Deal. Garçon!
Yep.
And he walks towards the bar.
And Oran's gonna adjusting his cloak, making sure the spell book is hidden, and heads for the table.
Okay, so
I
let's
reckon
do.
Tarat's gonna follow Coyn.
Yeah, as I say, where does Tarat want to go?
Yep.
Follow
So you're
Coyn
going
to the
with Coyn.
bar.
Okay, cool. So we'll do talking to the barkeep first. So you make your way up, and you see he's talking to the people, and again, like he sees you coming up, and he doesn't like move his head to look at you. He's kind of like shoots his eyes up to you, and sort of like kind of keeps an eye on you as you're walking up. But his demeanor doesn't change too much, but you can tell he's like he sees you coming.
And did we establish this was the Yeti? This is the Yeti.
I mean,
Then-
You'll
Reason-
know him when you
with
see
unreasonable
him.
doubt.
Is what we were told. You'll know him when you see him, and Talon or
Did the guy
Scrooge.
feed the new priest to the bears? Probably. I mean, probably the
That's why there's nobody else
Yeah,
to send
right.
a Nightstone.
Yeah.
Hail and well met, good fellow. My name is Coyn Valentine, purveyor of fine goods, snake oils, and all manner of draconic this stuff to keep them away. You know, that stuff. Whatever.
And I'm Tarat.
He's the keeper of the bread.
Yes.
He just kind of looks at you and says, "Well met. What can I get you?"
I lean conspiratorially across the bar, and I say, Talon sends his regards.
See him just kind of like looking. He just kind of chuckles like, "Where did you see him at? I guess he was over at the bowels of the earth."
Yeah, he was in the poop
It's
chute,
like he-
that's for sure.
It's like he works there.
Yeah, I mean, I see him every now and again at some of the meetings, but don't see him as often as I used to.
Meetings?
Yeah, you know, we're part of the whole
AA.
guilds of innkeepers, and you know how those Waterdavians are. They love all their guilds, so
Oh, there's a.
I hear you.
Mhm.
Nothing more time consuming and wasteful than sitting around talking about making money when you could just be out making money. Speaking of making money, this fine establishment wouldn't happen to have rooms for rent, would it?
it does.
How about we go ahead and put one on reserve for myself and my companions here?
Sure thing, not a problem.
We get the friends and family discount?
Well, since you said Talon sent you, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. If I should charge you more or give you a discount.
Well, we just saved the city of Waterdeep from a giant floating tower with a giant inside of it.
We had reports of that, and we kind of saw it floating not too far from here. We couldn't really see the tower, but we saw this really strange cloud formation. But we didn't think anything of it.
Yeah, there was
a
a big, horrible, man-eating giant living in that tower, and you're welcome. Am I a hero? Yes. I guess I
true.
am. Did I save myself? I did. And that makes me a hero.
It's
So,
true. I'm just a
I
hype
believe-
man right now. It's true.
Coyn is Michael Scott.
so just to be on the clear side here, we're getting the friends and family discount, the suite, and we also get the continental breakfast, correct?
You will get all of that. Not a problem.
Well, thank you very much.
And
Where's the
is this the place that has the free beer? Or is
No,
it the other place?
it's the other place.
Golden Gulp?
I don't know why I'm,
Golden
why I've
Gulp.
gotten the other
He
place
says you're
confused.
talking about the Golden Gulp, huh? Yeah,
Oh.
we serve that here. I actually handcraft all of the flagons and mugs and
Oh.
things that you see here that everyone's drinking out of. And you look around, and
Oh.
everybody
Do you have
does have the same like type of flagon. It's like a huge clay, red
you
and
have-
brown clay with like sheaves of wheat
That's not
on
red.
the side that are painted on there.
Hmm.
But everybody, and they're like very finely crafted, very detailed. and everybody's drinking out of it. He says, "Yes, that's where you get it, and since it's your first time here, each of you get a free one."
Oh,
And he reaches behind
This
the bar.
town.
that's it.
This
Dude.
town.
Changing my nationality to again.
Go,
He turns
hey,
around and
Golden
takes,
Fields.
takes 2 mugs off of the wall behind him, which you can see them there. They're all lined up. Sets them down, and he brings out a big flask and pours you 2 big pitchers, or a big pitcher, and pours you 2 big flagons. Says, "Here you go. Some of the finest brew you'll ever find, and just let me know how you like it."
Oh, our friend over there needs one as well.
Oh,
I
the one.
point at Oran, and then I
Yes,
shout.
I saw the one you came in with. Yes. He turns around and gets one. And pours
I
it. He
also
goes,
point.
I'm gonna need his ID because he's definitely not 21.
But no, he pours it and he says, "Here you go. First one's on the house because we want to get everyone hooked on how great it tastes."
Oh no!
I'd say,
Oh no!
I'd say first one's in the house.
Oh,
Oh dear.
So you take a gulp of it.
Oh dear.
Well, yeah.
So you take a big swig of it, and it is some of the most best tasting drink that you've ever had.
Oh,
like,
God.
It tastes like golden
And
and
now we
delicious
have to have
and
it
like
all the
sweet,
time.
but it's got a little bit of kick of the hops and the bitterness on the end, but in a good way. And it just goes down smooth, and it's like very warming and filling, and it's just like it's the best thing you've ever drank.
Wow. Orange looking forward to his.
no! I bring
Doesn't even
the
know.
beers.
I was about to
I
say, do we-
traverse over with
So
the
you take
flagons.
him over to
Yeah.
Oran, who's
head
sitting down.
Mhm.
So it obviously
Yep.
went well because I mean, while it's happening, I know in the future I get a seat at the table, so it must have
Oh,
gone okay.
Yeah, so do we want to do your thing that was going on at the same time?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
I asked him about
Meanwhile-
mirrors, right?
She tries to
So
talk to me.
as-
I have to wait for my
as
friends.
Yeah,
they're
so
they're,
as
they're role
Tarat-
playing right now. Shush.
Yeah, we gotta be quiet. I'm waiting for her to get and go. No.
Go.
So as Tarat and Coyn make their way over to the bar, Oran kind of peels off and kind of you just want to not make a beeline, but just kind of like make your way over that way to an open table that's kind of near, or because again she's completely absorbed in this book and writing whatever she's doing, and she's like at the farthest table in the corner by herself.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's a good thinking. Probably a nearby table and just kind of observe, but not, I guess try not to be too obvious, but just kind of see what she's up to. He said she's engrossed in her book and taking lots of notes. And
So you wanted to just head to. You can find a table that's like not directly like right next to her, but it's close by. But it's like one of the nearer tables that's just kind of like towards the center of
Yeah.
the corner like, of the room.
Yeah. The table
you find-
immediately adjacent where I'm sitting, just like
Right behind.
staring at her. So anytime she looks up, I'm just like, oh,
So yeah, you easily find
Yeah.
a spot over there.
okay.
You find a spot to be a creeper.
Well, yeah, or
Easily, he said.
yeah,
Easily,
Oran
as if
is
you have experience with it.
Exactly.
right. So Oran is, I mean, interested in observing what another mage, especially in a place like this that I mean wouldn't have any arcane academy. So like, what's she doing here? But I guess also concerned about his colored past with the Order of Magus and Protectors. So doesn't want to be like, hey, you're that guy that broke into the the storehouse and stole all of our stuff, and didn't you end up killing that boy?
Wait, what?
Yeah, we talked about that.
Oh yeah.
It's true.
It's true. It
It
was
was
an
that like 5-minute spiel that he was like, "Come on, ask me about my backstory."
my backstory. Allegedly, allegedly killed him.
Allegedly.
He killed him.
It was self-defense. It was an accident.
There's
It
no
wasn't.
problem.
let's see. So yeah, I'll just wait. And I know I keep forgetting about Kate, but I would have posted her up.
She's circling the bar.
She's inside.
She just constantly hovers.
They've got a fly swatter trying to get her out. But she would be like outside, just keeping an eye on the goings on.
Yeah, she's
anything
she's perched up
concerning.
top or kind of every now and again flying
I mean,
around.
this
checking
would be
things
the
out.
place
Getting
to hunt.
Oh yeah,
field
field mice. Like she is. If she wasn't a fey hawk that didn't need to eat, it would be great.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Maybe she does it for sport.
Yeah.
She's like she grabs the mouse.
She is the
I could
spirit
have killed
of a
you
hawk.
and just throws it off.
Dead
Feel my
mice
mercy.
everywhere.
Be smarter.
So you just sit down at the table.
Yeah.
And you're just kind of like trying to catch glances at her as casually as you can, and like,
yeah.
just kind of studying her and.
Yep. Yeah, and just
Okay.
waiting for my friends, observing them, observing the room.
Oh.
Okay. Do you want to try and roll like an investigation check just to see if you can glean anything of like what she's reading or maybe writing, or
Yeah,
you just want to just observe her?
yeah. I mean, she's like you said, she's holding a book and like engrossed in it. Can I tell? Like, yeah, she's studying anything like arcane, some kind of history book, copying spells. So
yeah, just roll
perception,
an
I guess.
investigation
Oh, investigation. Cool.
because like you're actively looking for
Yeah, it's a
something.
21.
So you can't exactly like read the name of the book, but from some of the, I mean, you've seen a lot of books, you've read a lot of books, and while you can't judge a book by its cover, you can at least glean some information, and you can tell it's some sort of arcane book. It looks like it might be from kind of the school of transfiguration, something that she might be doing with that.
Ooh,
the one
transmutation.
That
Nice.
and then the one that's like the smaller book that's on the table is, from what you can tell, it might look like it's something about like illusory magic or illusions and stuff like that. But she's just kind of looking between both of them every now and again, and she's jotting stuff down and like writing stuff down and just going back and forth and looking. But it's really about all you can tell from the book, just from your like casual glancings and like, because you don't want to just be like staring at her,
Right.
across the room. But that's about all you can really glean.
Yep. I don't know. Fly casual. Just okay, cool. And I'll wait.
You're just going to do that while you're waiting for them to come over.
Yeah, just waiting for my friends.
So
as soon as you've been sitting down for just a couple of minutes, and then you're caught, or not, you're not caught. You're
caught. Jeez.
You're caught up trying to like glance over at her, and you're startled by some tankards being slammed down.
that was actually appropriate.
Yeah.
Being slammed down on the table in front of you, just kind of like startles you like
Oran, that's no way to go after your woman. You got to be direct. You got to tell her, my name's Tarat.
Yeah, but that's your name.
got a Keatsy girl.
Oh, well, I mean, you can tell her something else, I guess.
You could tell her my name.
Yeah,
but that's your name. This makes no sense to
I think
Oran.
you're missing the
point.
You should walk up to her and say that you're Coyn Valentine.
Yeah.
procurer of fine goods.
It's worked for me every
that's
time.
funny. I have a bounty for Coyn Valentine. Just like Misty steps away.
That would be appropriate.
Be terrible.
Hey, I'll be right back. And I walk over with the gold coin and I give it to the bard in the corner. And I say, "Hey, bard, play something lively and romantic." And by the way, which one of the guys in here is Muros, Zelban, Zelbini?
You see him kind of like he's right in the middle of a song, and he's just like, yeah, you're looking for Miros. He's the one at the bar."
Crap.
Go back to playing.
Wait, which one at the bar?
Yeah, which one at the bar?
It's like
The main one at the
big
bar?
guy behind the bar, all the
Oh.
hair, big dude.
That's
the
what I was
guy,
meant
the
to
guy
go.
also called Yeti. No wonder they're in the same place.
Did they call him the Yeti too?
It's like Yeah, but only his close friends call him that. He when just random people call him that. Trust me, seen that happen a few times.
Is it because he's so hairy?
He just looks at you and he's like, "No, it's because he's bald." Yes, what? Yeah,
I knew it.
It's because.
Ah. Oh
I
man.
reach back in and I get my coin out. Yeah, you're being rude.
Oh, you're so.
He says, "No song for you."
No song for you.
Darn.
I just put that bread roll that I bit into earlier, and I've got new ones now at this point, so I'm just.
So you both went up to the bar, like leaving me at the table.
After Tarat like sets it in there, he's just like, well, at least somebody puts bread in my jar.
It clanked when it hit the bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Clings with the other coins.
Okay.
And then he just goes back to playing. Like he starts ignoring you pretty much.
Yeah.
All right, so I walk back to the table.
Well,
I just met the rudest bard.
you don't say. Somebody.
He was pretty nice. He took my old bread roll pretty well. And
At this point, I think I
Nobody
should
wants
shout
it.
across the bar, "Hey, Miros, your dad's..."
No, don't tell him his dad is dead across the entire bar.
And the music stops when
You see the bard's got a record.
record scratch.
Okay, well, so that's Miros.
And the Yeti.
And the Yeti. They're one and the same.
because he's bald.
For sure there were two people.
It's not bald. He was joking with him. He's being
What do you mean?
sarcastic.
What do you mean he
He
was
was
joking?
saying he's very hairy.
So
You can see
a
him.
joke is a thing.
But
How do you-
no. Who was joking with
The
with
bard.
whom?
The
you,
bard
You were sitting
said-
at the table. How did you know what the bard
Is the
said?
bard bald?
Perce-
Is the bard
Perception.
bald? The
You were
bard
at the
bard.
table. If you got up, it would have made sense.
Anyway. So, Coyn, you've already talked to him. You want to go break the news?
Yeah. Yeah. So I walk back up to the bar.
I'm going back up as the hype man.
Or it's just gonna.
Okay. He's like wiping off a plate, kind of getting ready to put it back on the shelf, and you see him. He kind of like beckons over one of his the servers that comes up, and he just you see him tell her something. She just like kind of goes off. And she takes the empty plates with her and like goes back to the back, and he just kind of looks up as you walk up. And he's like, "How'd you enjoy the first round?"
It
Oh,
was
it's-
great.
And mine is still on the table. Listen, friend, would you happen to be Maros the Yeti Zelban?
Yeah.
He lets out a big sigh and he's just like, "Yes, I was formerly known as that, but try not to go by that anymore. But yes,
Yeah.
I am
Which-
Rose Zelbin."
I could see that. Maros is kind of a weird name. The Yeti.
He says, "Yes,
So-
I go by Miros now.
Oh,
So how can I help you?"
I apologize.
So are you from Nightstone by any chance?
Ah, that seems like such a long time ago. Yes, and family there. I grew up there, and as soon as I could leave the house, I left and made my own life. I actually worked in a carnival for a while, and was a carnival barker for quite some time. So
I look behind the bar. Is there a stool that he could sit on?
no, because it's mostly they're moving back and forth. There's nothing.
Oh.
Nothing.
Well,
back
I've
there for him.
got-
I mean, he could lean against the bar behind
Yeah.
him, but can't
I've
like
got
jump up and sit on it.
Gotcha.
I've got good news and bad news.
Okay.
I'm gonna hit you with the good news first. You don't have to worry about going back to Nightstone.
Well, he will.
Actually.
I haven't been back there in a while, and not that I don't try to not go there, but it's hard for me to leave because I'm running this
He's
this establishment.
He's
So
the busy son that doesn't visit. Oh, God.
So, would you say you had any family left in Nightstone?
Quit beating around the bush. This is
my
tragic.
mother and father last I heard, still live there.
Was your father
No,
in good
I
health?
think-
the
I
They
last
think-
don't.
time?
And I leave.
No, they don't. Gosh.
Sir, you should brace yourself up on something.
Why? What's happened?
There was an attack on your hometown, and a lot of people were lost in the attack.
The city of Nightstone was attacked by an unknown force that came and stole the Nightstone right out of the middle of the city. And they left rocks everywhere. And I'm not sure why, but that seems important.
Okay, that's all that happened? Then there's
A bunch of people died. Your dad's dead. Bye.
Jeez.
He's just kind of like he's taken aback, and he's just kind of like. And I mean, you're walking off, Tarat. Are you standing there still? Or
I'm
follow
standing
Coyn?
here. I'm standing here.
He's kind of like
Staring
you see
at
him,
him
he's just kind of
saying
like
nothing.
shaking his head. Like, what just
Yeah,
happened? Like,
many-
what did he say? And he looks at you and he says, he looks at Tarat and says, what did he just say?
Many people were crushed. Your folks included. I actually don't remember how they died. I just assumed, but
You just see him. He just kind of looks
It was
a little
just
sullen.
it was just his dad, right?
I don't know at this point. if
Honestly,
they were,
can't remember either.
yeah, I was about to
Okay.
say if there
I
was
think
an
it was just
attack,
his
I feel
father.
like
Okay.
the mother and father would be close.
What was
And,
the other innkeeper
Stone.
from Nightstone? Stalker?
Morak.
Tarat. Morak, yeah. Yeah, he's the one that wanted to pass the word on.
Oh, Morak, yes, he always was a good friend. He helped take care of me. Not that my parents didn't. They were good parents. They provided for me and let me do my own thing, I guess you could say, and let me leave the house when I was old enough. So I guess I should make my way back soon and pay my respects. And he kind of looks. He looks sullen. Like, he doesn't look like super sad, but I mean, like, you can see it's affecting him.
What
but he
a
says,
dirtbag!
Well, you
No,
know
it's
Instantly crying, dirtbag.
what you know
everyone handles
what I-
grief differently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
what I like to do when I'm
Dirtbags
feeling
handle it
down
like
is
that.
I like to
So did you
Go
come back
ahead
up to the
and-
bar?
Oh yeah. I walked back up because I went back to get short round.
Short round.
You know, the best thing you could do at a time like this is probably bury your problems in a pint of ale, or 3, or 9, or 22, whatever. But it's best not to face your immediate problems and put them off for later and bury them in drink. Sorry to be the bearer of bad news. And I'm sorry he sat up here and made me come back.
I was about to say you bore no news.
He's you see him. He just kind of nods and he says, "You traveled all this way to tell me that. I do appreciate that, and I will make my way there to pay my respects and lay my parents to rest or visit where they were laid to rest. But since you've troubled yourself all this way to come all this way and tell me, you can stay here as long as you need. Don't worry about paying for the food or the rooms, but you can stay here for as long as you need." And he just kind of like
We live here now.
hangs his he just
We
kind of
live
hangs
here.
his head a little bit and looks over, and that girl comes back up. That was the server that he spoke to just a little bit earlier, and he kind of walks past her, and you see him kind of put his head down and says something to her, and she just kind of like looks up and nods, and then kind of takes over his position, and he walks out kind of towards the kitchen into the back and just walks away.
Girl, he didn't mention your name earlier. What would you happen to be called?
My name's Yalen.
And what's your relationship to the Yeti?
He's my boss.
Okay. Hey, look, we just gave him a lot of really bad news.
Yes, he did. He didn't seem so happy.
Nope. See, his parents just died. Or his
Oh.
dad.
Oh,
Could have been a
Poor
single
Miros.
father
Could have been a
Playing-
single father.
playing both roles.
Not
Crush Glass
sure.
Down.
He was probably abusive, from what I could tell. But he's taking it pretty
It did
hard.
seem like they had an oddly close relationship, like he was abused.
Yeah, like
I mean, who doesn't cry at the news of that?
So you may want to watch him. He may be going out to commit some random act of violence in order to atone for his inability to show emotion in public. So
She just kind of looks up and says, ever since I've worked here, he's always been a happy, jovial man. I've never seen him really too mad or very sad. He's always a very happy person, but when he does seem unhappy, he tends to go off by himself. So I'm sure he's just going up to his room and doing what he needs to do. So I wouldn't worry about him too much. He's a very level-headed man.
Do you have a family? Do you have loved ones?
Yes.
Imagine they were crushed by a stone.
I don't.
That's what he just heard.
Why would you bring that? To
That's what that man
just
just heard.
She just turns off his watch. She says, "Unless you need something, just I don't want
you should go comfort him. He needs a woman.
I need you to be empathetic for your coworker." And I've already had one of the pints and stuff, and it's feeling good. I'm loose.
Oran is at the table, like
I
what?
understand. I
I
understand.
get some more beer.
I reach behind the table.
She slaps your hand. She's like, "Hey,
You walked off. Sorry. You said all we could want while we were here. Read this contract. Go ahead.
Read this contract.
She says he mentioned that to me, and you do have to order it. So if you need something, you talk to me or one of the other servers.
Okay.
So
I would like to
don't
order
just
another
go reach and grab and do things whatever you want.
flagon of
Tell one of
beer.
us.
Oh, okay. So we can just order whatever we want. I want you to go comfort that man.
She says he said the room and board and some of the food would be covered. He didn't say anything about the drinks. So
Well, the bard said he was going to cover the drinks for us.
Oran said that.
Oran?
You're
What an awful name.
Oran? What kind of dumb name is that?
It's spelled O-R-E-N.
How many?
No way.
It's Oran.
No way.
Oran. So he actually said he was going to cover our drinks tonight since we were bringing some.
Look at the zoom in.
Nice.
Ooh.
Oran, wow.
Well, it was backwards, but
No, it was good on it for us.
Yeah, it was good on stream.
Wow.
but she's like,
Yeah,
Mr.
you're an original.
She's like, Mr. You're guilty said that he would pay for your drinks.
Yes.
Very out of character. He must have really liked you, but
Oh yeah. Well,
I'll put it
I
on his
tipped
tab.
him really well a second ago.
It's true. He did tip him really well a second ago.
She says, "Okay, then, fine by me. I'll settle with him later tonight. But is there anything else you need? Actually, need not to just be grabbing and reaching and getting things."
Now you know what? I think we're good. We're gonna
She's like,
go
okay. And
drink
then she
these
walks
6
off and she's
flagons
like-
of beer.
Jeez.
You all
Back
still
in a
have your
minute.
one.
Aw.
But she
Oh, I
walks off.
definitely don't. Okay.
But she walks off. She starts tending to other stuff, and she's not the only person there. Like other people are like kind of trading.
So
in
I
and out
can
with
go
her through the
shame
bar
other
and-
people that they need to go comfort their boss.
No,
Leave him alone.
they know their boss. They know how he handles grief. So, okay. So now
That sounds very.
Like,
I think know how
has-
he
has
you
a
handles
guys
lot of- he
really
has a
like,
lot of grief.
read into things that I have no intention of meaning for you. It's just like he is a grown man. Like he knows how to express and or handle.
Love,
the
I love
different
him, but if I met him at
Hey,
a
all I'm
party,
saying is when you lose a loved one, you need somebody to lean on sometimes. All right.
yeah.
I'm
Some
just
people
yelling this at a random barkeep. Look, I know this is your first night here, but you need to go comfort that man.
And then you just start going over to a table. Somebody's gonna help him. Okay, so
You guys come back to the table.
We have
You guys-
different viewpoints, so we just don't see eye to eye.
do you want to
You're
go
so
back
short.
to
the
your table, or like what? Is there anything else you want to do?
No, I think
for the
we.
evening?
Yeah, I,
I
guess
just
we'll
want
go
to
back.
shut up and drink now.
Yeah, I guess we'll go back to Oran and
That
his
took
like
so-
10-year long adventure.
That took so long. What were you all talking about?
How could
Oh,
that?
nothing.
You should have.
So the
just told
news
him
didn't go that well.
His dad died in an attack. That's all you had to say, right?
I tried to just say that and walk away, but Stumpy
Look,
here wanted to have a conversation.
Look, when you got to convey emotions, like a serious, I'm trying to find the right words for it. Something that serious. You can't just say your dad's dead and walk away.
You can.
You can.
I did.
Because he did.
I had to go back.
He was like, huh?
Oh gosh.
Yeah. But don't worry. He knows for sure that his dad and or mom or both are dead.
Yeah.
Maybe even his brothers and sisters. We didn't leave much room for speculation.
There were some big rocks.
Nope.
Okay.
Big rocks. Crushed mercilessly
Jam.
by thousands of pounds of depression, guilt, and rock.
Yeah. Oran thinks he's gonna go talk to this this mage wizard person.
The
So
magist.
I'll be like, I'll be right back. I'm just gonna go talk and see.
Do some stuff.
Do you do you need a hype man?
No. From the hype that Oran has seen, probably won't ever need
Hey,
hype.
I think it works
As
a little
soon
bit.
as he makes it to the table, Coyn
Oh,
grabs
gosh.
the chair and drags it across the floor.
Just sit right next to me.
This
And I put it right behind Oran's knees, and I push him under the table, and I walk away. Like I push the chair up and make him sit at the same table with the girl, and then I walk away.
Okay. So
Anna looks up and she says, "Can I help you?"
yeah, Oran's gonna and like stand up real quick and say, "I apologize for the forwardness of my traveling companions. I saw that you are very obviously a member of the Order of Magus and Protectors from Waterdeep. As a fellow practitioner of the arcane arts, I was just curious as to what someone, a wizard, a mage, sorcerer found themselves occupied with in Golden Fields."
Whenever you start saying
don't
that
mind.
you're like also into the someone who practices arcane, she kind of like she looks at you and she slowly just kind of grabs her papers and just kind of like slides them closer to herself, kind of protectively, but not like overtly. She's just kind of like like dragging them closer to her. She says,
And you said she was like a middle-aged human, or like?
she's a little bit older,
Okay.
probably like early 60s ish, kind of gray hair, darker skin, very flamboyantly dressed, even for a magus. But you just ask her what she's doing here?
Yeah. Just try to say like hey, you're wearing that cool shirt. I'm also wearing a shirt that looks like that. Like, we have something in common, and you don't have anything in common with any of these people. Comment? Just like,
Okay. Yeah, she kind of looks at you and she's like, well, the...
like to imagine
It's
she's
just-
got a natural like 20 hoodie on.
yeah.
That's when you would
So
See?
a nat one.
Good job.
She says, "Well, I'm the current attaché for here in the Golden Fields. That's every year a wizard is stationed here, and we stay here and help and learn and do what we can, and just try and help protect the interests of Waterdeep, because we, rely on Golden Fields so much. They just want to send someone up here to make sure everything is protected as well as it can. And figured it was a good way for me to make my way up the command, and I was kind of proud of my turn, but I've been here for 5 or 6 months now, and it's not all it's cracked up to be, but it has given me time for my research and study, so it's not a complete wash."
Of course, it's no City of Splendors, though, is it? If you
Huh,
don't,
she says, "Huh, you got that right."
if you don't mind me asking, what's your name? And you said rising up the ranks, you must have some high title within the order.
She says, "Huh, no, that's why I came here. I'm trying to start working my way up. This is usually for somewhat of a lower station wizard, or I guess would it be a wizardess?
No, wizards.
Intern.
Just wizard.
Intern.
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 Yeah. No, she's just like, yeah, it's just usually where the lower station wizards come. It's not necessarily a bad thing to come here, but it's kind of your initiation on your start to make your way up. Because I've been with the Watchful Order for maybe 6 years now, 5 or 6 years, roundabout. But my name is Naxine. Naxene. Naxene.
Okay. Well met, Maxine. Well, I'm sure I've also found myself outside of Waterdeep lately, so I can understand the pain and want to get back to the city. It's hard to beat.
So, oh yes, I can't wait back. Can't wait to make it back. But I guess it will just my time here will make me appreciate the finer things when I make it back to the city. Can only get so much out here, so.
Indeed. Let's see. Yes, Oran's not really sure what.
Coyn shouts from the other table. See if she'll give you a sending stone, boy. Talk to her later.
Yeah. What's your
Give
sending
her
stone?
digits, son.
Yeah. What's your sending stone?
Address.
What's the arcane symbol on your sending stone? Okay. Let's see. I guess Oran would just ask where are you posted, and what are you working on? I have gathered a few spells myself, but I'm still just learning. Anything you might pass on to a young aspiring arcanist?
She kind of pulls her papers and closes her book a little bit
Yeah,
more.
and Oran's trying
it.
not to look at her papers to like make it seem like he's not prying.
Maintain eye contact, boy.
She kind of takes it. She's, oh, I'm just doing research on things that interest me. Nothing too serious, and nothing too set in stone or anything that's ready to pass on. Unfortunately, sorry, but just dabbling here and there, just research.
Speaking of set in stone, you don't by chance know anything about the city of Nightstone and the artifact there in the city, by chance?
I've heard of Nightstone. I know it's close to Waterdeep, but I've never really ventured outside of the city too much. So
Everybody's
sorry.
heard of it and they know nothing about it. Nightstone. Can't wait till we know what that dang rock is.
We may never know.
Never know. Yeah, it's a what you call it, a red herring, not a MacGuffin, but a red herring. Okay, well,
Ask about the giants.
yeah.
boy.
Do you know? Yeah, that was going with next. Do you know anything about? I guess, were you around for the giant attack? Anything? We fought we, I guess, have been kind of following along, kind of following in their trail, figuring out what's happening. Several attacks around the area.
Yeah, whenever you mention the attack, she could just kind of like sighs, like, she says, yes, I helped in the defense of the first attack, or the attack, I should say.
That's a clue.
Really, well, no. She's just like, it was nothing really to write home about. It was very disorganized, and we were able to easily repel them, but it was just odd, because we haven't seen anything like that recently or anything near in the past, but we just repelled them and thought nothing else of it, just because they just we thought it was just a freak thing where these giants and some other goblins and things just showed up and we repelled them and that was that. But it was just a hassle. But I guess I got to practice some of my combat skills, I guess.
Must have been very exciting.
If you're into that kind of thing, I guess it was.
Yeah, I rolled a natural 20 last episode. It was sweet. No, but what
I totally iced this guy.
Good for you.
It's a firebolt. It's pretty
I committed murder.
pretty sweet.
No big deal.
No big deal. Firebolt. Pew. So
His horse ate him.
I shot him as he was riding away.
he
in
was
retreat.
In the back.
he was
Totally honorable way to kill a guy.
Yeah. Yes. By curiosity, what part of the wall did was attacked by the giants? I'd say that I would like to go. I guess look at see what kind of damage they're doing.
Was the basically the eastern wall along a stretch? It wasn't necessarily a coordinated, pointed attack. It was more just along the eastern side of the wall. So
And so they came
no
came
place
from
in
the east,
particular. It was just what.
and they came from the east. I guess that's how they ended up.
Yes,
Okay.
from what we could tell,
Hmm.
at least that's how they approached us on the final attack or assault, whatever you would like to call it. So it was the eastern wall. We don't know if they necessarily came from the east there. They may have come from the north or the south, but they did come from the east. So I think that's the side that they attacked. So
Understood. Well, I appreciate your time, and I will not intrude upon your evening any longer. I'll take my leave.
it was pleasant talking to you.
Yes,
Maybe I'll see you around.
I'm sure I will. And I leave. Go back to the table.
Okay.
Don't forget your chair.
Yeah.
So you guys go back.
Was
Was there anybody else you wanted to talk to, or you just kind of want to wind down and have?
Yeah, you said we.
I'd like to look at the room and see if there's an half orc or an orc barbarian looking dude. I'd like to see if he's hanging about anywhere.
Probably a paladin, a fighter.
So you just kind of want to look around where you're sitting.
Looking for a strong
some of the-
thunderblade is probably.
Yep, that's exactly what I'm doing.
Okay, so we'll just say you spend the next little while just kind of like checking out the inn and seeing, just seeing how nice it is, checking it out. And one of the server girls, who is also like a room cleaner and stuff like that, she takes you up to your room
No. Family
to
show.
show you where it's at, and she
Yeah,
gives you the
all
key
of
and
us,
everything.
yeah.
And she's just like, "This is your room, and you're up on the third floor, and it's a really, really nice room. Of all the inns that you've stayed in so far, and any inns that you've ever stayed in, this one's pretty nice. One of the nicest ones you've ever been in. And it's got, before they took you up there, you can tell they moved an extra bed in for you. So there's 3 beds, but it's still a very spacious room. You each kind of get your own section of the room. You have a little foot locker that doesn't have a padlock on. It's like kind of a BYOP, like bring your own padlock type thing. But you can store your clothes or anything that you need to in there. There's like a small desk with drawers at each one, and a small like writing table next to each one. And then there's like a common kind of a table in the middle, just with like some candles and some like a little platter of fruit, grapes, cheese, stuff like nothing fancy, just a little tiny platter.
Jeez.
Charcuterie.
And
Charcuterie.
but they show your room, and then on your way up and on your way back down, you were just kind of keeping an eye out. You didn't see anybody that looked like a fighter or a paladin or anything like that. So
Well, I call over one of the server girls, persons. I mean, it could be anything. It could be.
no, they're all female.
I call one over, and I offer them a gold piece. Whereabouts could I find Strog Thunderblade if I were to look for him in town?
He stays in. He's come in a few times. I think I've heard him mention where he stays. Something about one of the barracks or something. I don't know. I wasn't really paying attention.
Barracks. Okay. Well, here's a gold piece, and here is another one for you to start telling everybody in town that you come in contact with that some wealthy businessmen from Waterdeep have come into town on behalf of Corliss Than, and that we're here to assist this town in setting up a brand new enterprise and venture. And I'd like for you to try to make sure that this makes its way to Strog Thunderblade for me.
So are there 2 strings attached to these gold coins? So when she walks away, you just yoink them back.
Yep. It's the Coyn Valentine special.
She just kind of takes it and she's like, oh, okay, I'll spread the word. Okay. She just kind of walks off.
That's what you call an investment, Tarat.
Yeah, he just
When are you gonna pull the string?
he just gave her money.
Wow.
Yes, that's what you do when you tip people.
Oh,
Hey, come on,
So
we
y'all
got
want to do
free
anything else?
food and drink.
Food. Never said anything about drink. Room and
anything
room and
that
board
you need
and food
for the rest of your life.
As I reach behind me to a table that left a half flagon of ale and bring it over.
Okay. That's gross, but what's the floats boat, dude? Okay, did you want to do anything else, or do you just want to go ahead and...
Well, we kind of want to...
and-
We still need to hit up the Golden Gulp.
Well, by this
And,
by this time of the night, you're getting into like...
Oh, we've let it...
It's
yeah,
even
it's getting like...
because we were hearing
by now
evening
that
bells
you've
whenever we
kinda-
got here.
Yeah,
'cause we
whenever
hit-
you get up to your room, by the time you get up to your room and you've kind of had something to eat and you've had a few drinks or whatever, scavenged a few drinks,
Gross.
it's getting into like 8-9 o'clock in the evening at night, so it's dark out. Everybody, the inn is, or the tavern part of the inn is starting to fill up with people, and they're coming in to eat and drink and have a good time and hang out. But you can tell that everything's kind of closed up shop for the evening.
Well, I want to make sure that we're gone before the bard closes up shop. Because remember, he's paying for our drinks.
I mean,
Okay.
we've only had like the one that was on the house, and the rest have been scavenged.
Well, I mean...
We haven't actually gotten any additional drinks, right?
Well, you did get one round because that's when you put it on his tab.
we.
Yeah.
Well,
we...
Um,
no,
This is
I...
true. I believe he
That's
ordered
when-
6,
That
actually.
guy.
Yeah,
Oh yes. Jeez.
I got 6.
All right. Well,
See, we can remember random things like that, but not like, what was the
What's that
name
guy's
of the
name?
guy?
Story points.
what's the name you literally just said to me? Don't know.
What are we telling him again? His dad's dead?
Dad's
Or
dead.
his family?
Mom's dead.
His kids he didn't know he had? They're dead.
Oh no.
Sorry about your dog.
okay, so do you guys want to go ahead and head to bed, or do you want to?
I think that's a good call.
All right, yeah. If that's what everybody wants to do,
yeah.
I'm thinking about making. I'm thinking as Coyn is drifting off into La La Land, he is wondering if mimics come from making a chest out of the wood of a Trent.
It's a good
Oh.
point. Maybe you can ask Lifferloss. You never know.
Yeah, we can go talk to Liverlost tomorrow. Okay.
Okay, so you guys want to go to bed?
Yes.
So we'll say that you hang out for just a little bit longer. The merriment is starting to kind of reach a peak, with everybody coming in, just having a good time, celebrating. Nothing crazy, nothing raucous. Everybody just having a nice time, getting into the music. But you guys decide to go ahead and head up. It's about 10 o'clock or whatever, and you decide to head up to your rooms, or your room, and y'all start getting situated, and you get ready for bed, and you go to bed, and y'all drift off to sleep. And Tarat,
Oh.
And
while you're
Kate's sitting on the end of the bed, like
of yours.
just keeping an eye. I mean, hearing if somebody like tries to open the door, you know.
Okay. And Tarat, while you're asleep, it's kind of been weird. You haven't really had much of a dream.
Oh no.
But you see in this dream, like just in the blackness, like of the dreamscape world.
That's the normal things I see. It's just darkness.
You start to hear.
Music again?
No, you just hear a whisper that says,
Oh gosh.
Kind of start to hear whispers, and you see, kind of you're standing up, kind of like imagine the Stranger Things show when she's in her like trying to find people, and she's in the tank, and it's like darkness all around. You see like the back of this kind of old person, big tall old person, and you're like the more you walk to it, like the further it gets away, and you just keep hearing all the whispers, and like you're trying to walk to this person, but they keep getting further and further away, and you just keep trying, and then kind of right before it's too far away, you just hear another whisper that just says, and then you wake up.
I didn't hear the whisper.
Yeah.
Oh, it just says awaken us. Sorry, I couldn't tell how close to be. It just says,
Awaken us.
Mm-hmm. Oof. And then you wake up in a cold sweat, like kind of a start. And Kate just kind of like looks over at you, just like, just does like a little whistle. And it's funny, whenever you wake up, you're not sure, and you see Kate like look from you over to the window, and like sort of like flies over to the window and perches, and you see like looking around, and then you start to hear somebody like yelling, alarm, alarm.
Uh-oh.
And Kate makes some noises, and she flitters back over to like the headboard, and she's kind of like looking down at you, and she's telepathically like, and you're getting this, Oran, you're getting this in your head, like something wrong, something happening.
So
and
mice running in food away from food makes no sense.
Yeah. So Oran's gonna wake up with a start, and what's happening? Alarm.
I'm hearing alarm.
Okay, so Oran's gonna go over to the window and push it open and send Kate out, and take a look about what's happening and say, "Coyn, wake up, Coyn."
Yeah, what's up?
Alarm's going on.
Okay, so kind of Kate flying around, and she's flying around, and you hear this person yelling like at the top of their lungs, and like a mighty kind of like yell, and they're just saying, "We're under attack! 2 arms! 2 arms!" And kind of gathering your wits and stuff, and like seeing this through Kate's eyes, you guys get all your gear together and start getting ready.
Hastily done.
Yeah,
and it doesn't take you long. You like pretty much had all your stuff there by your bed, and you're like ready to go. You guys kind of get outside and stumble outside, and there's a low mist that blankets the gardens all the way around to the north, and kind of like just hangs over the wheat and all the different things, and the darkened long houses that are around. And you can see a small figure stumbling out of the grain fields into the main road, and you notice that it's the bard from the bar, and he's like fixing his pants, and he's trying to get up, and he's like, he runs around and he loses balance and falls, and he's getting back up. And you've never seen anybody like quite as clumsy as him, but he just hops up and he's just saying, raise the alarm, and he's like trying to get up and run towards you all. What would you like to do?
So I shout out. We got his name right. What was his?
Yeah, it was Oran.
Guards?
The
Yeah, Oran.
Orin.
Yeah, it was that
Oran.
super forgettable
I
name.
forgot his name
You'll-
already.
you'll
It doesn't seem familiar at all.
Gilvy, I think it's a weird name. It's
You guilty?
Y-O-G-Y-L-V-Y.
So I yell out the window at him. Oran, what's happening?
It says that there's creatures, there's goblins and huge. I don't know. I don't really even know. I just saw a bunch of stuff coming through the fields and something huge, and I just thought I had to come and help you all. And he's like shambling past you, and he's running in, and he's like,
Why are you
he's
not
yelling.
wearing pants?
He's like,
That's more important.
He's like, I have pants. I was just in the middle of relieving myself when I saw these things.
Oh man.
And he's running inside, and he's inside. And he's
Insight
like
check
yelling
that.
Okay, rolling inside.
Oh my goodness.
Oh dear.
Now is not the time.
16 plus.
Yeah, you could tell while he was
7.
sounded okay. Like he had a little bit of a slurred speech, but you could tell the adrenaline is kind of pushing through that. Yeah, he was out taking a drunk pee, like in the
Okay.
field. But you see him, he runs past you and runs inside, and he's just start yelling and yelling. And while you guys are kind of figuring out what to do, you see the lights kind of like being lit up in the rooms and stuff. And down from the rooms, you hear him kind of like people stirring about and running and like inside the inn. And they come down, and Z Liang comes down, who she got there after you guys left because she was going to meet you, but that's where she was going to stay anyways. She comes down, and then also, let me see. This is where you need to open up the Gmail or the Google Docs.
Oh gosh.
What was that?
And Maxine also comes down, and she's like fixing her nice robes and stuff, and she's getting ready, and you hear something else kind of lumbering up the road, and Lifferloss is like slowly making his way down the road, like towards you guys. And Maxine just comes down and says, What's the matter? What's happening? And Z says, I don't know. I just heard Oran just yelling at the top of his lungs, and he usually only does that when he sings. And he said alarm, and I don't know. I just came down to help. I didn't know what was going on. And Lifferloss just comes up and says, to help, and just like lumbering up. And so each one of you are going to get to control an NPC.
Boy.
Patrick,
Oh, boy.
Oren, you are going to get to control Maxine.
Okay.
So if you go into the NPC folder, you
Yep.
can see the two has her bio and info and her character sheet. She is able to cast spells, and you can just kind of glance over
Okay.
that real quick. So you're going to get to control her, and you can see kind of her ideal bond and flaw. So if you kind of want to play to, I mean, you don't have to like play her to a T, and you
Yeah.
don't really have to role play, but just kind of like bear those things in mind whenever you try to go into combat and stuff. Let's see, and Tarat, you will get to control Z Liang.
Woot.
So you can open up Z Liang there and see what she's about. And Coyn, you are going to get to control Lifferloss.
And
So just take a
Can I
brief
role
second
play
to
it as
read
well?
over this.
yeah.
Yeah, you're going to get to speak as them. Like, we're not really going to have much interaction time. This is going to be more as like you're getting to control this person to help with the defense of Golden Fields.
Mhm.
So, you main things to remember: you want to try and keep them alive. They will act whatever you
gosh.
roll for your character as initiative is also going to account for their initiative. So like you'll go, and then your characters will go, your character that you're controlling will go, and then we'll just go through the order. So they're going to act on your initiative as well. So we're not going to bother with that. But yeah, you want to keep them alive. They'll act with you. You'll want to get them in the battle. If you try to kind of like leave them off to the side or anything, that will draw the ire of the attacking things. And yeah, so just kind of take a brief second to read over them. I'm going to you see Oran comes back out, and he's kind of gotten his stuff, and he says they were coming down from he kind of points to the southeast to this area. He was like, I saw him, a big group of them right around just out in the middle of the field. And he points you their way, and I'm going to move to... You'll have to give me just a second.
Ooh.
Oh, that's the wrong one.
Oh, damn, we saw the grass square.
I didn't say anything.
Oh, there it is.
Oh. Whoop. There we go.
What was the last one that we... Was it Zephyros' tower?
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was the last one we used.
I got to find y'all's player tokens.
Yeah. And as we're looking at character sheets and stuff for these NPCs, Brady, there's some messages in Discord and Roll20 for you to check out.
Okay.
Let's see.
They're not scaled correctly at all.
Oh, she's got a staff. That's cool.
We're giants. Yeah, she does. So is that deals? Why does it say 5? Is that I can just do straight 5 damage or roll a d8 plus 1?
No, like, so if you don't want to roll, I think that's just the average. And
Gotcha.
so like monsters and NPCs and bad guys, they'll either have just straight damage, or you can roll it.
Oh, hey, what was y'all's updated health after you rolled?
Yes.
37 for Coyn.
38
Okay, hang
for myself.
Coyn was what, 37?
Mm-hmm.
Tarat is 38.
38.
38.
38 and 37.
Why did the Irishman only put 239 beans in his stew?
What?
Because if he would have put one more, it would have been too farty.
Too farty.
It would have been too far.
Should have saved that
Too
joke
farty.
for the
Man,
opening of a
yeah,
show.
I was about to say you could have saved that.
Yeah, man. Okay.
And what was Oran? What was yours?
I believe 34 is what I got to.
Okay, 34. Save.
Tarat must have had a low roll for HP.
What is Tarat at? 36?
So do you guys see your characters?
Yeah.
I mean, I have written down 38. Pretty sure that's what it was.
Okay, wait.
Yeah, I
first
think
I'm
you
gonna-
and Tarat are really rolling the same thing.
Are we rolling
Aren't you?
D8s?
Yeah. You guys are rolling D8s. I'm rolling a D6.
My screen went black.
Same.
Yep, that was me.
Oh,
There.
I blacked
Scroll
out.
up to the top, you'll see him. Okay, so this is part
I
of
have dark
the
vision.
road as you guys were
Okay.
making your way down. Give me just a second. Okay. Check Discord.
Yeah.
Real quick for me.
Or roll 20 chat. That's fine.
Okay.
They're both about the same thing.
Okay, so if you guys just want to start making your way down
Town.
to the south real quick.
Got it.
No. We don't need to make it to the third.
I just think it's so funny. How often we say making your way, making my way.
Boom.
What?
So you guys make your way.
Oh dear.
Yep. You guys make your way to the south.
See
in the
this
direction
large
that they
group
were.
of. Oh gosh.
Yes.
Oh gosh.
And I'll describe.
no.
No, go back up where you were. Go
Oh,
back up where
sorry. You
were.
said make your way.
I know. I meant like a couple of squares, like to the
Okay.
back of the building. I
one,
was
two.
getting there.
There you go.
And
Fireball.
so as you guys look out, you can see coming through. Imagine all this grass is just like wheat and stuff too. You see all these creatures coming towards you, and the closer you look and the more time you take to look, you can see that there is about, slowly coming towards you, about 10 goblins mixed in with about 3 or 4 bugbears and also 2 ogres.
Oh,
Um,
no.
And then over to your east, whenever you guys were kind of running in between there, you could hear another group of something. And then you also heard some rustling through the fields up to your northeast a little bit. But this is the most clear and present danger that is pressing on you. And they are slowly kind of trudging their way through the wheat. You can't really see, you can barely see the tops of the goblins' heads. You can see the bugbears, they're standing about chest high over the wheat, and the ogres are just like lumbering in between them. And you can tell the bugbears are kind of like directing them where they go. You can just hear them like, and kind of directing them around. And they're slowly making their way up. And then you see one of the ogres to the right
Prepared
there.
action. If they get within range, I'm going to fire the crossbow.
Okay,
The
you
light
see,
crossbow, not the hand crossbow.
You
I was
see
about
the
to say,
ogre.
what's your range? Because it's pretty close.
Yeah.
The crossbow is 80 feet. If they get within 80 feet.
Oh, okay, they're not that close.
Okay, so you see one of the ogres kind of lumbers up ahead of them a little bit quicker. You see him lean down. You can't really see what he's doing. And then he kind of like pulls up, and he takes the stone that he's pulled up from the ground that he just found there in the field,
So lucky.
and he pulls it back like he's getting ready to throw it at you. And we'll have to see next week who he throws it at.
Oof.
Oh.
Nice.
I hope it's not the one person that's away from the other two.
Clumped together.
So, real quick before we end the stream here, thank you to everybody that watched. Thank you to everybody that tuned in, stopped in, checked us out. If you watched us on YouTube in the future or in the past, however you want to put it, thank you for watching us. If you haven't already, give us a follow over on our Twitch and or YouTube, or check out our podcast, Heroes Need Not Apply, where you can get caught up. If this is your first time watching this, you can get caught up on all the episodes. We have video on demand up starting at episode 6, I think.
Yep, 6.
So you can watch that once you get caught up on there. If this is your first time ever seeing D&D kind of played, which we didn't really get too much into, we did a lot of role playing tonight. I was trying to get us to the battle, but we will get there next week. Or if you want to get your friend involved into it, but you don't really know a good place or a good podcast, that is our other podcast where we teach you from scratch, beginner, knowing nothing. We get you to where you can at least play the game, know the basics, know how everything works. So if you need a refresher, if it's been a while and you're new to 5th edition, or if you want to get one of your friends into Dungeons and Dragons and need a good friendly place to introduce them to, send that their way, or also send them this if it's something that you enjoyed. Please consider giving us a follow, on all of our social media, especially here on Twitch. If you've enjoyed it, we do appreciate it. And if you have any tips, suggestions, anything, even for the podcast, anything you would like us to cover in future, which season, I guess this would be 3, we might be starting back up here in the next couple of months. So keep an eye out for that. Give us suggestions for what you'd like to hear. Email that to the vitamin D&D podcast at gmail.com. That's the vitamin D, the letter N, D podcast at gmail.com. We do check that very regularly. We do respond to everything that we see, even on our social media. So if you have any questions, comments, suggestions, anything, hit us up there or our social medias. Thank you to @J Nathan for the use of our theme song, which is called Noir. Check out his stuff at all of his handles for Twitter, TikTok, and YouTube. Also, shout out to Sirenscape for the use of their Sirenscape software that gave the great ambiance and music and Sirenscape sounds. We will post the link to the Sirenscapes that we used on our social media. Check them out there. Also, thank you to Roll20 and shout out to Roll20 for the use of their virtual tabletop, which is great, makes it easy, and it's free. The use of it, unless you buy any modules, which makes it super fun and super easy to use and play with your friends, either virtually together or wherever. And shout out to local game shops. Anybody have anything else?
No. Thank you guys.
Yes, thank you for
And
watching.
yeah.
Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for sticking with us. Hope
Eat
to see
bread.
you next time. We will put out on our social medias when the next time we'll be on, but we will also be doing our still in between adventures Tuesday and Thursday nights at 8:30 Central, 9:30 Eastern. Check us out there. Stop in if you have any questions, suggestions, anything. You can also hit us up there. We'd love to have you stop by and hang out with us. We'll post also what we might be playing on social media. But other than that, I think that's it. We will see you next time. Hope you stop by and catch us again. But we will see you after your long rest. Deuces.
Bye.
Blue.